And I mean just that. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Let me know if the audio is straight. Come on with it. Mama said there will be days literally just like this. Life like this, I wish the raindrops would fall. Cowboys OTAs. Truth, the system. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and more. More and more. More and more. Come on with it, stand tall. Or not at all. Happy Friday to you, and you. Come on with it. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight.
Ready? Run from it.
That's the
Destiny arrives all the same. And now
I know we got more than 5 people that can jump in here. Shout out to you, Ashley. Come on. Yeah. Come on, I know we got more than 5 people. I had graduations this week, so the schedule been off. But I was saying, soon as I get home, I make it up to you. Ain't that right? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on with it, baby. Stand tall. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. To the window and to the wall and to the my bad, wrong deal. Hey, what's good with y'all, man? Let me know if the audio is straight though. Appreciate you, Ed. Thank you so much for jumping in. Shout out to you, Ward. Appreciate you, Norman. Bentley, shout out to you. It's so over it. Appreciate you, man. Who's the first one in here? Ant EUP89 for your mind. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. So I know that the hot topic last night or yesterday was developmental processing of Dak Prescott, and people took it and they ran with it. And every time I open up my DMs or I'm opening up any messages, they say, yeah, man, Dak Prescott 59 years old and he's still developing. Man, Dak Prescott 30 years old, he's still developing. Dak Prescott is still developing. Dak this, Dak that, Dak is whack and all of that, you know. Yeah, so it's just all of that crazy stuff. And people, I guess we are at the end of common knowledge, right? It's like people literally, they don't have comprehensions. They don't have none of that stuff no more. And it's crazy. And I get it, right? ESPN need to make their dollars. Underdog need to make their dollars. Who else repost? Yahoo need to make their dollars, right? You know, they on their last edge, you know, Yahoo. But shout out to Yahoo and everything. And all of these people, they still need to make their coins, their visibilities and things like that. And then it's crazy enough that when I talk about these things, not only do I have to fight other fan bases, right? We got to fight the Washington team. We got to fight the Giants. We got to fight the Philadelphia Eagles. And then we have to ultimately fight other 3-ladder, 4-ladder networks, but the biggest people that we have to fight are the Cowboy fans. This is the Cowboy fans that really you have to fight them about this particular team because they all crying about this or that, and I get it. But, you know, it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. These Dak haters are drunk. Yeah, Hamilton. Sometimes I just pray that either Dak Prescott can win it all, get us to the Super Bowl, and we can go off into the sunset and we can be talking about other things, right? But the other side of the prayer is, man, sometimes I be praying to God, like, look, let's just take the burden away. Just move Dak to another team and we can complain about the next quarterback for 10 to 15 years. But that's a whole nother conversation of the prayer line right there. I believe that if you are putting things in the right places, you can win. Now, when we were on the Super Friends show, and I know some of you guys tuned into that, when we was on the Super Friends show, and let me see what we got right here. Is it me or do all of this stuff look different when I'm live? Is it me or do all of this stuff look different? Yeah. Is it me or do all of this stuff look different? I see a crown with community in the chat. Is that normal? You know, are we live on all platforms? Because did YouTube change up something? Shout out to you, Holly. You got the notification. Dak is the most hated quarterback in the league, and most of the hate comes from Cowboy fans. Yeah, I will give you that. Yeah. Also, with this, I got to say this, ladies and gentlemen. When we were on the Super Friends show, and they were all trying to gang up on me, and I get it. I understand. The pitfalls of Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott. It's not the complete team. It's Dak Prescott. It doesn't matter how much I explain to them that when we had Amari Cooper in CeeDee Lamb, they only had him for 7 games. 7 games. And my guy, Lord Brunson and Louis, they literally think that the team that the Eagles just had is what we always had. And that's never the case nor the scenario. Since Dak Prescott been under center for the Cowboys, we never completed top 5 in defense. The Eagles did it multitudes of times since Hurts been there, right? On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, when we start to contextualize the fact that if you is saying, hey, when Hurts made the play when it counted the most, yes, I can make the play when it counts the most. When you have a Saquon and you have an AJ and you have a Smitty on both sides, those are ways where, yeah, if all he have to do is run back, and if they are double teaming everyone else, and if they are literally concerned about the running back, the least with the most concerns should be able to make the play. But for anybody to sit here in this chair or to be a Cowboy fan to literally say that Dak Prescott had the same options, man, y'all don't know football. Even when I broke down the fact of how do you defeat quarters defense, but Dak Prescott threw the INT to CeeDee Lamb. When you're trying to go to CeeDee Lamb, what is bracket coverage? They couldn't explain. A guy underneath, a guy over the top, and I'm trying to make a play. I'm trying to squeeze it to Brandon Cooks. When I did try to squeeze the ball to him, my guy Jair Alexander run right through the body to pick the ball off. Everybody said, oh, his excuses, man. Oh, his excuses, left and right. Oh, you just makes up so much excuses. So if that's the case, we shouldn't have no teachers. We should be able to, when we wake up in the morning, for kids to go to school, they don't need teachers. They go to the first grade and they can have another teacher. They can have another student to teach them. And in the second grade, they can have another student to teach them. In the third grade, we don't have to have no teachers, because teaching is related to coaching, and that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? No excuses. Everybody that's watching this video, they should have a PhD. No excuses. No calibers of teachers is necessary. We should just be able to go to school, go to school, right, and have peer-to-peer teaching, right, far as the student teaching each other, and we should be able to go far in life. No, you got to have balance with this. And when you are one-dimensional, when you only have one guy that's making anything happen, then that's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And for the life of me, I don't see how people don't understand those sentiments there. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's equivalent to saying, ladies and gentlemen, who have a lot of rings? Robert Horry? Yeah. Is this correct? Do we only have 89 folks in here? Do we only have 89 folks? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me in here. Is this accurate? We only have 89 folks in here, and I don't want to give up all of this good stuff before we move on to this show. If you're still alive, you're still developing. Yes, indeed. My whole sentiments is I've got a chance to. Yeah, y'all get in here, hit that share button, share this content all around. Yeah. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring, and we'll get things moving in the right direction. I want to make sure that we don't have no snafus here, Yeah. And while we're doing it, let's listen to Coach.
And then you talk about culture all the time. What are your culture inspirations?
Very easy. I want to be the greatest culture in professional sports, and that's saying a lot. I get that, but it's no different than sitting up here and talking about winning Super Bowls. There's a standard. The standard is we want to be the best. And will we be the best culture? I don't know. We're going to try. And will we make mistakes along the way? Absolutely.
Before we go into that is subjective. That culture, who's the best culture, that's subjective, right? Holly household and Doggo household are two different households, right? And success is very subjective, right? I mean, look, if we break this down, everything could be considered subjective as it relates to those points. What is success? What is measured success, right? My little one just graduated. She going from pre-K to the kindergarten, right? One can argue and say, yeah, that's success, right? But if you end right there and don't continue to develop at that point in stage, it will be not successful. Some people can look at life in general and say, okay, I got a college degree, right? Or a PhD. But if you're not making over $25 an hour, to most, that's not successful. There's people without degrees are making more than that, right? Oprah don't have a degree, but she's making a lot of money. The guy that invented Facebook or what have you, he don't have a college degree. I think Kanye and them, he dropped out of college, right? Made over $500 million in his career. So how we measure success is differently in how we point and look at things, right? The Cowboys, historically speaking, very successful franchise and organization. Culturally speaking, we are well known throughout all of the graces of these particular areas as relates to this earth, right? But in the last 30 years, 30 seasons, we can all say, hey, we haven't been successful. But our road and our journey to 6 is different. I wouldn't change our levels of success to be an Eagle fan. I wouldn't change our levels of success to be a Washington fan or to, dare I say, to be a Giants guy, right? So we are still successful in all of those things, right? So, yeah, Sean D, appreciate you. But in his mind, Shadi is saying what he would like to see this team at and what he would like to be. And I love it. Listen again to it.
And then you talk about culture all the time. What are your culture inspirations?
Culture inspiration.
Very easy. I want to be the greatest culture in professional sports. And that's...
He said he wants to be the greatest. He didn't limit it to the Cowboys or to the NFL. He said all of sports.
Saying a lot. I get that. But, it's no different than sitting up here and talking about winning Super Bowls. There's a standard. The standard is we want to be the best. And will we be the best culture? I don't know. We're going to try. And will we make mistakes along the way? Absolutely. We'll make mistakes, and then we'll fix things. And you guys asked me a couple weeks ago about GP coming in here. How does he fit the culture? Well, the culture's more than just one person, you know? And so,
Ooh, did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? Look. Let me break this down to those, man. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Appreciate you, Cowboys Trey. Appreciate you, Big Sarge. Appreciate you for jumping in. All right, so let me put this out there. When you hang around certain things, you become what you hang around. You show me your 5 friends and I'll show you your future, right? That type of statement, right? You show me your circle, I would tell you, hey, this is what's going to happen, right? And sometimes you can let the wrong people in your circle and they can pull you down. Or you can have a strong enough circle when the people that you let in becomes a part of you. D. Ortiz, appreciate you, man. Let me let the AI say it.
DR Dish $19.99. If we're not gonna give Doc any excuses, we got to marry him. CD, Shati, number 11, and Pickens for 4+ years. By the time the season kicks off, Smitty and AJ would be tandem for 4 years.
Yeah. And that is the thing right there. I appreciate you for your support here on that topic line there. If we're going to marry him with something, and you got to, with the expectations, because here's the other thing, and I'm going to be transparent with you when we say this again. Let's break this down all together concisely with what you're saying, and let me see if I can really put this all into this consideration. Appreciate everybody, man, for y'all support for the nation. Thank you, guys. Happy Friday to you all. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday. Come on with it.
If we're not going to give Dak any excuses.
All right, hold on. Let the AI speak
City
on
Kid
this one.
Charles $5. Congratulations, Confetti London Love.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for the support, Sadiq. You doing you doing the Lord's work over there. Yes, indeed. I'm all Peppa Pig and Baby Sharked out, but I would say thank you so much for your support, Sadiq, and you're a real one. And let's listen.
We got to marry him, CD, Shoddy, number 11, and Pickens for 4+ years. By the time the season kicks off, Smitty and AJ would be tandem for 4 years. We're comparing apples to oranges.
Yes, indeed, D. Ortiz. And here's my thoughts on this. Because so many people get this part wrong, and they get it so wrongly that it's laughable, right? But the novice person would say, no, we always had those things, because the expectations now is for us to make a deep run, and it's good. The expectations for anybody that's in high school right now is to graduate, right? You don't want to say, hey, I just want to be good enough to not graduate. No, you want to graduate. You want to get that certificate so that you can get a job. The expectations is once you get that certificate is to make some type of movement in the workspace so that you can work towards your goal and dream. But in reality, all of that is nothing. Because there could be somebody that can believe in your ideal and propel you beyond what any person can pay you. So what I'm getting at is with the Cowboys, the expectation's still the same when we had Jeff Blasco's of the world to teach these running back rooms so that we can run the ball and win Super Bowls. With Mike Solari, who was here when we had Tom Landry, may he rest in peace, right? The expectation is for us to still have the best offensive line. The expectations, even with Scott Tolzien, Lean Kazine, is for us to still have the best passing situation. So the expectation still stays the same, even though when we look at Shotty and he's saying that, hey, I want to establish the best coaching and the best culture here of all of sports. That pays a lot of dividends. Let the AI speak on.
Jay Versick $5. What people don't realize, this is the first time in Doc's career he has 2 dynamic WRs that are young and whose abilities complement each other. #DC4L.
Facts. It had goosebumps on the back of my neck when they said that CD Lamb dropped the ball and Pickens came over there And he said, oh, instead of you just doing your push-ups by yourself, hey, down, boy, down. I said, George, down, boy, down. Hey, that dog, boy. That brings in a level of beyond competition, accountability, to let people know that, hey, I'm not finna walk 1 mile with you. I'm going to walk twine. Right, I'm gonna walk 2 miles with you. That's almost biblically, almost speaking with these type of things. But what I was getting at with culture, sometimes when you bring in someone from the outside and they are in the new spot where you are at, it elevates the room, right? It begins to say, I'm gonna take you out of church just for a quick second, right? Peter, when it was time to fight. Oh, no. When it was time for him to deny, because he said, I won't deny the Creator. I won't deny him. I'm right here with him, you know. But when he saw the action going, right? And when he saw that, hey, it was time for the rubber to meet the road. And they said, hey, that's one of them right there. There he go. Yeah. He was with that dude. Yeah. And he said, yeah, come on over here. You one of them. He's like, no, I ain't one of them. I ain't part of them. Hey, wait a minute. He even talked like him. Then he tried to start cussing. And then they said, yeah, that is him. And then he heard that rooster. He realized, oh, I denied the man that said I would. I said I wouldn't deny him, but I end up denying him. But why all of a sudden he was speaking like him, he was walking like him, he was talking like him, he was moving like him? Because of the culture. He was inside the parameters of Christ. So what I'm getting at is that when Shotty is establishing the foundation, boy, y'all didn't think I was going to take y'all to church on a Friday. They're like, Lord, man, I was trying to crack a few drinks, man, before. I wasn't trying to get ready to have church service on Friday. But, hey, if the message fit it off inside. Because here's what I want to tell y'all, is that if Shotty is already implementing coaching on every level to be like him, so when it's time for him to enter the room, they already know that this is what Shotty is expecting out of us, and that is greatness. And then when he walks into the running back room, and they already know that when they see Shotty, they're expecting greatness. When they walk into the wide receiver room, they already know that they are expecting greatness. Ain't that right, Rodriguez? 3 times. Yeah, no cap. Yeah, I already started my Friday, J. Versing. Yes, where's Pastor Tim? Yeah. Establishment, baby. Yeah, establishment. But what I'm getting at, in all biblical context to the side, what I'm getting at is that Shotty is trying to establish this culture, and it starts with coaching and the players to buy in to the Shotty system. So I'm going to look at everybody and say, hey, you should still be developing. You should still be working on your craft. You haven't, if you're ready to be done, then there's the door. That's the retirement door. I've been telling y'all that you need to strive for at least to be 1% better than what you was the previous day. You stack all of those things together, you will look back at it and you'll say, man, I'm 365% better.
The big thing that goes into culture, too, I think, is being authentic. You know, I will always be authentic. I'm never going to stand up here and pretend to be something I'm not. I think that's a recipe for disaster in this business. I've seen it. I've seen it fail. I think I shared with you, my dad said, hey, if you ever get a shot to be a head coach, one thing you should never do is change, be yourself. And so the culture that we're building here is something that I truly believe in, and that most of these players that we have, they believe in it, or if they don't believe in it yet, hopefully them seeing my conviction makes them buy in.
Do y'all feel that? Do y'all feel that? Come on with it. Do y'all feel that right there? Establishing things and always be authentic, right? There's so many people that's fake. There's so many imposter syndromes. There's so many things that when you look at somebody, that they are one person when you see them online, but then when you see them in the physical form, they're a whole different person. Whole different person. And to account that, they don't have the patience. They don't have the keen ability to see even through the faults in people, right? Come on with it. D. Ortiz. Come on with boy, what we have it, boy. Let me hear him. Let me hear him out. Talk to me.
Dish $9.99. Proverbs chapter 17 verse 12 states that it's better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on a folly. And that's what I tell Eagle fans. WHN Day say we had the same weapons for the same amount of time.
Boy, slap your neighbor and tell him.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Come on with it, boy. Yeah, you're right, man. The Cowboys, with all of this and OTAs, organized team activities, 7-on-7 drills, the ultimate ability to get to know one another, because what you're learning here is the system. Now is not the time to do everything speed-wise fast, right? Now is to understand the reason why 2 + 2 is 4, right? You know, and the good thing about math is start you off from a small area, right? The rudiments of it. And then it gets to even progressive. And then you go from multiplications, divisions, you start doing equations, and then you're doing theorems, Pythagorean theorems, the Kramer law. You adding all of these things in, and then you get into another level of Pareto efficiency levels, and then you start doing a Pareto. You start doing a whole levels of different things. But now we got Chat GPT, but that's a whole nother storyline. I wish they had that while I was in college, right? But then you go through all of these things, right, to develop yourself, but you got to have the base first. And I think that that's what Shotty is exemplifying, exhibiting here in these type of things. All right?
Mental phase. No, he's more in the, because he just got in the league last year. He's more in the developmental phase in terms of how you're trying to get him to grow?
I think they all are. I mean, I think Dak is in the developmental phase, and that sounds crazy for a guy that's played that much, but like there's things that we're tweaking with Dak, you know, so I don't think it's just for Joe. Joe is a guy that we obviously know all about the talent, but, you know, the system that he came from in Tennessee, you know, created some challenges in terms of just what he has to learn and things like that. But the minute these quarterbacks think that they've figured it all out, that's when it's probably time for them to think about doing something different, because the way defenses attack in this league, it makes it almost impossible to ever relax.
Man, and they cut off all of that stuff. They cut off all of that stuff to make it go viral. I'm always tweaking on a few things, right? We always try to correct a few things. Evolution is still here. The evolution is still here. David said, it's Dak's fault. Just joking. Right. And let me take it to this level. 1,000,000 years ago, nobody on the planet that we live looked like we look now, right? Let's say this right quick. 1 billion years ago, you know, let me be safer, you know, 1 billion years ago, people that's on this planet that we all share didn't look like this, right? They didn't have hair shit with curls in it and beard, all of this stuff in a band. No, they didn't have that, you know. They didn't have all of this. They didn't have clothes on their body and stuff like that, right? They didn't look like us right now. Good teeth, you know. They didn't have all of that stuff. But over time, they developed. The grand creator is still developing us. A billion years from now, they probably won't even look like this. They probably look like something else. So we all developing. We all looking different. Lord, we've been here on this planet. No, it was the dinosaurs. There's a theory of that type of way thing too. So we all developing. That's right, Chris. So to say that when you are entering in as a quarterback and you are saying to yourself, okay, in 5 years, I'm going to cap off and I'm going to stay the same. No, you better continue to look and see and try to develop something else. I love the fact that when Tony Romo said, man, the game slowed down for me. I can see things develop before it happened. And that came through, what is it, 10,000 hour theories or something like that? Advanced syllabus. Yeah, wait a minute. We're existing, yeah. Yeah. Boy, let me go back to this Tony Romo storyline, before I go into anything else. We are in process. We're in processing. Hey, what we're seeing in real life, y'all don't know if this real law or this AI law. Y'all don't know. This is the AI version of law. Y'all don't know right now, Yeah, I'm somewhere. I'm in Costa Rica somewhere, man. Y'all don't know. Y'all would never know. Yes, indeed. But we are in process right now. We develop, and AI is taking over, man. AI is finna have a whole different movie strips and everything. But one thing that I'm gonna take away is the fact that Tony Romo said on the end of his career, everything begins to slow down for him, right? Everything I can process even faster. The only thing that let Tony Romo down, outside of Jerry Jones and them, is his own body. It was developing to a point, whereas even when y'all hear the play-by-play, CBS, it's been documented that they told him, hey, can you teeter that down a little bit? You're spoiling it for everyone, right? We know that you know what's about to happen, but can you teeter it down just a little bit? Jim Nantz like, hell yeah, can you teeter it down just a little bit? Yeah, AI law is crazy work, David. Yeah, you're right. But what I'm getting at overall is that we still should all be developing. That is the name of the game. Nobody should be complete at this point. Yeah. And that's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. I want to talk about what my guy said here. Tyler Smith taking Brian Schottenheimer, developing culture, and competing every day. Listen properly.
There's been a lot of talk about culture. You think that as a culture guy, what does that mean to you guys? Hear that as a culture guy, and what does that mean?
I mean, I think it's huge for, the success of this football team. I mean, establishing a great culture early, getting everybody on board is ultimately our goal. And I mean, Shotty talks about it every day, but we're here to compete every day. And even in practices like right now, he has to pull back on us. But I'd rather him tell us to pull back than him tell us to have to go hard. And so I think the guys are really ready to meet and exceed the expectations that he set for this group this year. And ultimately, the goal is the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
The goal is the Super Bowl. Yeah. And keep one eye open like CBS. Boy, hey, all right. We ain't going to have no more no third eye talk over here. Jay Versus says, wait till we have the first AI generated GM. Low key, they're working on Jerry. I'm telling you, Jerry gonna outlive us all. They done found when do life really ends? Is it when the brain stop operating and functioning, or when the heart stops, right? And they realize that the brain is like a crazy processing system, right? You got trillions of cells in it. We talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, but the brain is the absolute processing, right? So people, they have discovered the ability to transplant one brain to the next, but you got to take the whole head off. So we're heading into that, ladies and gentlemen. And as AI is continued to develop, they're trying to transfer your consciousness, right? Because that's what we are, consciousness, right? To one host to the next. So, Jerry, don't take my body now. You know, I'm young. You know, don't try to get me, Jerry. Jerry gonna freeze himself. Thanks 9,000. Boy, we gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, Jerry is still here, man. Wait a minute, that guy sounds familiar, you know. And
what's your point? What's your point?
Yeah. Hey, Jerry. What I'm saying is, what they do is to soften the blow just a little bit, you know. They put them in movies and stuff. They put these type of things in movies. I'm just telling y'all for what we know over here. Yeah. They put them in movies. So, yeah. Bring Tom Landry back, then let him be our head coach. All right, and let Jimmy Johnson be the assistant and all of this stuff. All right. Competition. That what creates the ultimate culture, right? And the thing is, Cowboy Nation, we are seeing it at pieces. Now, one of the things that we have to talk about with OTAs and everything, this is just organized team activities. We can only see it from afar. But the main key thing will be is how are these guys adapting to the Cowboys infrastructure? One of the things that I can tell you is that the infrastructure is and it should and it will always be the mindset of can these guys buy into what the coaches is trying to say. Because when we're talking about transferring of knowledge, here's what I'm trying to say, is that Shotty, the reason why he went out there and got the kinds of caliber of coaches so that they can, once, identify his culture, two, identify his knowledge, and three, is so that these players can buy into what the coaches are saying. Ultimately, every coach that coached this game or will coach in the future, they want their minions. They want their philosophy, their thought tracks out there on the field. So when CeeDee Lamb is running the route, Coach Junior Adams is saying to all of you all, this is how I envision me to run this route, and I want Lamb to run it, right? So when Dak Prescott got a 3-step drop and the ball is out, Shotty is saying to Dak, I want you to be on the same wavelength as I am, you know. So this is where I want you to go with the ball. But it all happens when they buy into the culture and when you have the utmost knowledge. So when we was talking about earlier, I know it went over a lot of people's head. When you have the kinds of caliber of, let's say, for example, one of the weakest rooms that we had in the last 4 or 5 years been linebacker room, right? When you have Scott McCurley as your linebacker, who really not a good linebacker, well, not a good linebacker coach, he can't take you to the levels that you want to be at. Because when he is trying to envision you out there on the field and his lack of knowledge and input, and I'm not beating him up, but I am, it's not going to pay over. Just like when I'm talking about Jeff Blasco, I hate to beat him up. But if he never coached in that spot before and he's placed there, the levels of that room at running back will not increase. These guys going to have to only increase by sheer talent alone that they have, is what I'm getting at. And now that we have better pieces in those categories, the Cowboys will be better overall, is what I'm getting at. You know, yeah, yes, indeed. So shout out to you, Antron. He says, today is my birthday, brother. I don't get anything, but let's get it, our 6th ring and beyond. Shout out to you. Happy birthday to you, Antron, man. We hope all is well with you, bro. Thank you. And Fred Warner, those 49ers had Robert Salem and D'Amico Ryans. And one of the best-minded coaches they will have, Law. Yeah, ooh, D. Ortiz. D'Amico Ryan played in the National Football League. When he got into that room with Fred Warner, and this is the reason why I know this, because my brother is a diehard 49er fan, right? and I got some business ties with some 49ers, man, that I can't outspeak my wisdom teeth. We in the final phases of it. And when it goes through, I'm going to bring him on the show, and he's a 49ers guy, right? And he played for the 49ers. There's some business ties. But what I'm going to say here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Fred Warner to this day still commands DeMeco Ryans. Keep in mind, Fred Warner originally started off as a safety and was converted to a linebacker. But the guy that taught him the most was DeMeco Ryans, upon which he's still learning from to today. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, so it's crazy how we can look at one side of the things and not contextualize it all. But the reality of it, Cowboy Nation, is that you need coaches to elevate the entirety of the situation. You can't just have it by itself. Oh, and also in other news, you can call it this or that, but the reason why Michael Parsons haven't been in OTAs, you know, and it's not mandatory, it's voluntary, right, is that he's in Spain, you know, Spaniard, you know, Parsons. So he's out there trying to gravitate towards the aspect of
Spartans, prepare for glory.
He's prepared for glory over there, y'all. So that's what's going on with him. All right, so as we go further into this, man, we're going to break down everything as relates to these conversational pieces, Cowboy Nation. But before we go further, I want to say, if you guys could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, share this content, let friends or neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. And Spain is cheap, not nice choice ratio. Yeah, I feel you on that. But before we go any further, let's listen to our sponsor.
Spartans!
Yo, if you're serious about gaming, you need to check out the Turtle Beach Self 700. The headset is built for power, comfort, the hybrid leather cushion, metal reinforced design, the clean, lay flat look that made to last, the real magic, the dual driver that give you high definition 24-bit audio sound. That crisp, that footsteps, clean shot, 3D sound that put you in the game. In switching device easy. You can bounce between PC, PlayStation, and even your phone with Bluetooth. Thanks to crossplay, noise cancellation, giving you crisp, crystal clear, zero static sound. Game smarter, play louder, dominate everything. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. No doubt, man, and appreciate everybody, man, for your support. Self 700, that headset right there, ultra clear HD sound, triple HD, by the way, with no static when you're speaking in through that mic. Just pull it to your mouth and let everything else say for what it is. Now, I don't know. YouTube done did something different over here. I don't know what the numbers are as far as everybody got a little number there. But shout out to YouTube. Maybe it's something different. But it do look good. It says number one, and then Angie got number two. I don't know what the difference is on those things. Y'all can let me know what's the difference is here, number one, number two, and all of this. Yeah, I don't know. What is XP? Yeah, I don't know. Headshots. Oh, I don't know. It's something that YouTube done did over here. Something with a community. So they haven't even updated me on that. So I don't know from here. But it is ultimately Friday, Cowboy Nation, and the Cowboys heading into this season. This is still the off season here. All I can say is that let us continue to figure out ways to get things going. Right. Shout out to you, Sadiq, gifting 5 memberships, gold level 2, receive membership. Appreciate you, JV Boy, CJ the original. Appreciate you, Jones, and as well as C Burleson, a TJ. Thank you, TJ. And experience points, I guess, David. You know, headshots. I don't know, man. Give
me my thing, you.
Hey, but for Sadiq for doing all of that.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
That means y'all engaging, man. You know, look. I love the engagement here, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna reach out to YouTube and them and say, hey, what's all of this, man? It do look good though. You know, purple is one of my that's my birth color. You know, purple is considered royalty, so you guys are royal with me. So CB is number one. So I guess if you are number one, put one in the chat. If you are number two, put two in the chat. I don't know. You know, maybe they're picking up on something. Maybe I need to go to the Streamers University with Kai Sanaa and Sanit, however you say that man's name, and get things going from there. All right, Cowboy Nation. But I want to. I guess I overshot this part right here, and this is neither here nor there, because Dak Prescott is beyond 7 seasons in the National Football League. But they do these little comparisons and analysis and stuff like that. So when you start talking about developing and things like that, these guys, I can tell you all that out of these group of guys, and you can say wee woo and all of this stuff, although Tom Brady is considered a better player than Dak Prescott, which is rightfully so, right? And Big Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, all three of these guys got something in common. Appreciate you so much for the gifts. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, C-Los, for becoming a new member. All three of these guys had better coaching. You can't explain it away. These three guys had better coaching. And for him to still be in the same wheelhouse as these individuals, that pays a lot for me. And we can go back and forward with a whole bunch of other stuff. We can talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm telling you guys that when we start to think about all of this, coaching do matters. And speaking of this, since it's Friday, and I don't want to keep you guys holding on for forever, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel about everything. And if you are caught up in a jam, a fender bender, or slip and fall at work, you already know who to reach out to.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Be sure to call Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers first. And
they understand the cost that is involved.
Call my phone and give me a shot. That is Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers, 214 or 817, and all of the threes you can dial. And when you do that, if it's a fender bender, slip and fall, you hit your knee at the edge of the corner at your job, and all of a sudden you limping at work, maybe they didn't do OSHA compliance. I don't know. Well, reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. They will take great care of you, not advantages of you like those Diddy files. Or, from what I'm hearing, like Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, God dog, she went from getting shot in the foot from stepping on glass. She don't know which one's happening. Yep, got an innocent man all locked up. So somehow, reach out to Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. Maybe someone can take great care of you and not advantages of you. Be sure. Check them out. If you can't call that number, visit frankelfirm.com and they will take your response from there. The hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. And we have Darius from the 214. You're live on The Nation, brought to you by frankelfirm.com. Talk to me.
While my audio start tripping, just let me know, and then I'll move to another side of the house. I'm in Red Oak now,
okay.
So I'm kind of in the country. I was in DeSoto, you know what I'm saying, at first, but since we out here, the communications kind of get off a little bit. So let me know, and then I'll move.
No doubt. But Red Oak's nice now. They developing and growing. They developing. They developing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. But what I want is two things that I want to holler at you about. First thing was kind of like this Dak Prescott thing, and then the other thing was the defense. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on the defense. I'm gonna have to split this up into 2 calls. So the first thing I'm gonna address is the Dak Prescott thing, and this is not aimed towards you.
No.
It's not. Yeah, this is not aimed towards you. I just have like I got a rant just right quick because it bothers me that it's this way. The first thing I'll probably say, I don't really like the fact, like amongst, like I guess you could say the cowboy community, that if you say anything about Dak Prescott, the Dakaronis just like they lose they fucking minds. And it's like first of all, I'm gonna start by saying this. Listen, if I was Dak Prescott, or if I was Dak Prescott's father, I wouldn't give a fuck about I wouldn't care about what Darius had to say. I wouldn't care about what Law Nation, Brandon, Swayze, Rivers, bruh, I'm winning in life. So
but Darius, don't you see that's how he moved, by the way, you know?
1,000%.
Yeah. He ain't worried, he ain't worried about, the small things, man. The man made $250 million. And when he hang them up, he's gonna make $250 million, bro. Yeah.
1,000%. Man, just look at it from this perspective. The man went to a D1 school, Mississippi State, started as the quarterback. Bruh, people don't do that. Not only that, but the man got drafted into the NFL and was the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And not only that, is one of the highest paid quarterbacks.
What's your point?
If not the highest.
But Darius, what's your point? What's your point? Get to it. Yeah.
So this is my point. All the Dakaronis, Dak is fine. Dak will be okay. He don't need your help. I wouldn't give a fuck if I was Dak about what anybody would have to say. Now that's the pro part of it. That's the pro.
Right.
So now this is my aggravation with the Dakaronis. It's almost like you can't constructively criticize Dak about shit. And so it's like my thing is my thing is like, even if you offer a little criticism, the Dakaronis try to get on your ass. Let's dissect this. I say, I'm like, why is it like that? Why, like, do the Dakaronis have any point to feel that way? So I gave you the pros about that.
Well, here's the sentiments, and we got a big super chat from Rodriguez. So let that super chat speak. Hold tight for me, Darius.
Jose Rodriguez, $19.99. You the man, La. I'm looking forward to seeing this team put in the work and start gelling. I've been Mia on the live but lurking and catching replays. District of Columbia 4L, and shout out to the chat.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to Rodriguez, man. Thank you for your support. So Darius, here's the thing, though. When you say constructive criticisms of Dak Prescott, one can argue that when I say I want Dak anywhere between 23 to 28 throws, that could be disrespectful. You get what I'm saying, Darius?
Mm-hmm.
That could be considered as, hey, you mean to tell me that you don't want your quarterback throwing it 34 to maybe 40 times a game? And what I'm looking at it is that there is a law out there called the law of diminishing rates of return, right? Or the law of average. And when you go beyond that peak, things can happen negatively, right? But what I'm trying to get at is some of the people, when I'm the defender of the star, I defend every single person that's under that star, right? So when Eagles fans say that their quarterback is better, I have to contextualize the whole context, because there's no way that you can look at what Jalen Hurts have and what Dak Prescott have, right, and put those things in the same category. Just like you can agree, Darius, you can agree that coming off the gate that Joe Burrows is better than Dak Prescott, yes or no?
1,000%.
Right? Who have more weapons?
Okay, so now you want to go this direction?
I definitely want you to go this direction with me, because there's no way that you can there's no way that nobody that absolutely understands and know football will literally say that Burrows and Dak have this. I'm just talking about offense alone. have the equivalency of the same weapons since the time they've been in the National Football League together. It's insane, bro. It's insane of what Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the relationships of those two got, and they haven't played only 7 games together. They've been played basically the majority of their careers together, right? But go ahead. What's your rebuttal to that?
So can I? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
In the playoff game, I want to say that was 2022 playoff game versus the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans red hot. King Henry tearing shit up. Tennessee Titans defense tearing shit up. They play against that's who they play against in the playoff game. I want to say it was either the wild card or the divisional round.
Right.
I think it was the divisional. Okay. Joe Burrow got sacked 10 times with those weapons, with the same weapons that you're talking about, the Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, the whole 9, sacked 10 times. The game came down on the line. What quarterback do you know that gets sacked 10 times, get up 11, take that team?
Keep going. Here's what we're looking at, and I get it. How many INTs did that particular defense really forced upon on that particular team to win that game? And it took a kicker to win it. On top of that, keep in mind, Joe Mixon that season had 16 touchdowns, north of 1,300 yards. But for somebody to sit back here and say to themselves that this particular situation, that offensive line is porous and that offensive line couldn't block, but they for damn sure could run block. And on top of that, you had 2 outside weapons and a by far #1 overall pick out of Joe Burrows to play on that same team. It is insane for them to barely scramble and scrape to beat the Tennessee Titans that year, right? And to be thrusted into the Super Bowl or what have you against Ryan Tannehill. But if you were to pick up and put that same situation on our side, the first thing people would say, hey, the reason why he getting them 10 sacks is because he's holding on to the ball too long. He's not going through his progressions. He can't read defense. So on one end, somebody is given the benefit of having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and a running back that had 16 touchdowns, 1,300 yards rushing, and all of those splendors. But he can read defense. But the other guy with less than only a CD Lamb, and an Ezekiel Elliott who's averaging 2.5 yards per rush, no defense to be able to take the ball away, is considered to not be able to read defense. Make that up. Make that up for me, man. Talk to me.
Now, what I want to ask you, Law, too, is, and I'm not trying to take away from Dak diminish that because Dak, the thing that I want to say is that Dak is a good quarterback, and we can win the Super Bowl with Dak. So that's #1. So I'm not trying to take away from him.
Right.
My thing is when you watch a quarterback play, like athletes know dogs, athletes know athletes. Just at a minuscule level, when you watch a person play football, let's say when you watch Kyler Murray play quarterback, and when you watch Jalen Hurts play quarterback, who looks better? So that's my first point. It's just going based off of the eye test. Who looks better? Who looks more accurate? Who looks more clutch? Just Joe Burrow or Dak Prescott? To me, I guess it's subjective to however you want to look at that. To me, I'm taking Joe Burrow, just 1,000%. Whether like not even just being a Cowboy fan, just looking at what quarterbacks look better. As far as being a quarterback, to me, that's just Joe Burrow, just 1,000%.
The only thing is, Joe Burrow, if I'm Joe Burrows and I'm throwing it to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I would look better. And granted, I would love to see a world where he's not throwing to those 2 people and not that running back that had all of those splendors. Oh, it could be a situation and scenario that he can't barely scrape and get to the postseason, right? Because at the end of the day, I thought that everybody told me that the quarterback's supposed to elevate the room and still make it, and there shouldn't be no excuses. He should still be able to make it to the postseason and win multiple games, right?
This is what I want to ask you too, Lo. That pitch count that you had Dak on, you want him anywhere from 25 to 30. Do you think the Bengals have that same pitch count for Joe Burrow?
I think they should.
Okay, so on their Super Bowl run, do you think they had that same pitch count for Joe Burrow?
Hey, what I'm getting at, you strengthening my argument, because what I'm saying is, Darius, is that collectively we all know that Joe Burrows is better. But the dude that is better got better weapons. You know what I'm saying? His entirety of his career. And if we know the limitations of Dak Prescott and we know his pitfalls, why not paint the picture to make the things that he's weak at better? That's all I'm getting at, bro. But I appreciate you for calling in. But no, you're not arguing against it. But what was on the defensive side? Because I got to let these other callers on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to call in on another time for that.
Right.
I just want to talk specifically about that. But overall, I'm not trying to diminish Dak. I know
I
the
feel
type
you.
of quarterback that Dak is. It's just an elite level of quarterback. It's Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, bro, and CJ Stroud. Bro, that's just it. Like, just talent wise, that's just what that is. So that's just how I feel. Dak is a great quarterback. Dak is a good quarterback. We can win playoff games with Dak. We can get to a Super Bowl. There's just levels to, I guess, quarterback acumen and skill level. I'm just being 100% honest with you. I know you disagree, but that's just my perspective.
Hey, man, we'll catch up on the next one, man, when we have more time. Appreciate you, Darius, man. Let people know, man. Let them hear it, bro. Let them hear it.
How about the Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. Oh, my God. Yeah. So it's not who's better or who's less then, you know. It's like I said, it's one is given and granted the opportunity. Like, for example, and we all know, we use this all the time, Dan Marino is better than Troy, but he wasn't on a better team. Troy can literally walk into a room now and put the 3 on the table and say, hey, I got something that Dan Marino don't have, and there's hardware. I got experiences in the postseason that he don't have, right? Yes, he made it to the Super Bowl and beyond, but he didn't win it, and I'm talking about Dan Marino, right? But when Troy walks in and he put them 3 rings on the table, the conversation stops. So just like when we were in the Super Friends comments and when we was in there talking, Hurts, when he walks into that room and it's Hurts versus Dak, he can put that ring on the table and say, hey, I got the ring. You've been to the Super Bowl, but you didn't participate like I did, right? So the name of the game is, if when you start looking at comparing apples to oranges, they would never taste the same. They both fruits. You know, tomato is a fruit. It is. But that's knowledge. Knowledge of knowing that tomato is a fruit, right? That's one thing. But wisdom is the understanding that you don't put tomatoes in a fruit salad. You just don't do it, right? So those are things that you have to quantify when we start talking about football. But what people tend to do is they take that tomato and they put it in the fruit salad and force you to eat it and say, hey, this is all fruit. This is all the same. No, it's not the same. And it doesn't matter how many times I bang on the table and tell y'all this. But the expectations for the Cowboys is still to win the Super Bowl this year. That's not the expectation for Joe Burrows and them. It's not the expectations for any other team. But the main expectations for the Cowboys every year is for them to win the Super Bowl, regardless even if I'm the head coach here, right? I got Hoodie, man. You live from the 484. You live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's up with you, Lord? It's your man, Hoodie.
Yeah.
I'm back again.
Yep.
Last time I talked to you, man, I was at work in the lab. I wasn't in the bathroom. Okay? I just want to put that out there. I was in my lab at work. Okay?
Hey, Hoodie, you were holding on to that, man.
Let's kill that narrative. Okay? Now, the last caller has my head hurting.
Okay.
How much he was running around the whole joint.
Yeah.
If you want to get, if you say Dak is responsible for losing two playoff games, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
I will agree with you. I will agree that he lost 2 games, and those were San Francisco game 1, San Francisco game 2. We had an opportunity to win both of them. We did not.
Okay.
And Dak had the ball in his hands the last possession.
Correct. Yellow.
Other quarterbacks, or let's just say 6 other quarterbacks, are better than him. You're killing yourself. It's not being a Dak-a-roni. It's not being Dak sexual. It's not being, it's understanding football. It's understanding football. Name me one quarterback that can overcome your defense giving up 40-plus points. In fact, we just saw it in the Super Bowl. The perennial best quarterback to date could not overcome his defense giving up 40-plus points. And he threw 2 interceptions. It's kind of reminiscent of a Green Bay game. You know what I'm saying?
Keep cooking. No. You look. You can literally tell folks that in that Super Bowl that was Dak, they will believe it, right? Because that's who Pat Mahomes looked like, right? But it goes back to, like, you only have so much that you can do as a quarterback. If somebody's creating pressure with only 4 and you dropping everybody in coverage, at some point if you can't run the ball, you're gonna get desperate. Desperate times equals desperate measures, and you're going to try to force the ball to your playmaker. And if I'm a DB and you're a DB, we're gonna sit on them routes. It don't matter how skilled you are, you know.
Especially when we know that you only have one dude.
One dude. Yeah.
You're telling. I don't want to hear excuses as to why a team, a quarterback with the weapons of a Jalen Hurts or the weapons of a Joe Burrow can't get it done when the expectation for my quarterback is, oh, you got to get it done regardless of what you got, regardless of what the allows you to have, regardless of what your ownership does, regardless of all that, regardless of you being in, like last season, we were decimated with injury.
Facts.
But the expectation was, oh no, we're supposed to go compete for a Super Bowl. Are you serious?
And you're right with that, because the other running part of it, and we can't debate this part because these are factual things, right? When we start talking about Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels, when I'm not calling him a one-hit wonder, but man, an element of surprise with the lack of resources that they had over there, right? But culture changed. The culture changed a lot of things. They did had Scary Terry and they had Zach Ertz. Those were their 2 main weapons. Everybody else was ancillary. Now, even their run game, they were still able to run the ball, but it wasn't like really the substance of their offense, right? Exactly. So with Jaden Daniels, with the Costco sample size for 1 year, it's okay. In my opinion, it's okay to put him in top 5, top 6 categories, right? But I want to alert Washington Commander fans that you gotta let that set in for a little bit, you know, because from 1 year to the next, people see your tendencies now. And everybody, if Jaden Daniels don't develop into even more of a passer or thrower of the ball or being able to read defenses beyond, he's going to stay at that level, which I don't believe he will. But here's the other part of it, though, my guy Hoodie. Here's the other part of it. Is when we had those set of circumstances, and I want people to hear me because they so much ready to can the quarterback here. When we were in those set of circumstances, what our team did is the following year we took away from the quarterback. We didn't add to for the quarterback. So when C.J. Stroud, when he had his unbelievable rookie year, the next season they added to that body of work. They didn't take away. Jaden Daniels, they adding to that body of work. They're not taking away. Jalen Hurts, to a degree, they didn't take away from that. They add to that. So the Cowboys, literally, we added tacos, and we had Zeke taken away from us for 6 games, you know. So when people try to marry that to what we do, it's crazy to me. And that's why I try to explain it, but nobody understands it because they don't hear me, you know. Okay, come on, go ahead.
I got one more point, and this is where I end it. Okay?
Right.
Dak has played in this league for 10 years. 3 of those 10 years, he has been out with injury. 3 of those 10 years, the team did not make the playoffs. Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Let it sink in.
When he didn't play,
I've seen some of these dudes with these top flight quarterbacks that they got better than my guy, who don't make it to a playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't make it to a playoff game. But this dude, no matter what, if he's healthy, he's there. You got a chance to compete in the playoffs.
Right.
He don't miss the playoffs when he's not on the field.
Right. Right.
So you can't sit here and tell me I'm a Dak apologist because of what I'm seeing with my eyeballs tells me that this dude since 2016 could come in and lead a team to the place where they need to get to in order to get to the place where they want to get to.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, if you want a Super Bowl, you need to get to the playoffs.
You do.
That's the thing. People miss out on that, right?
Yeah.
There's a subtle thing between needs and wants.
Come on with it.
We grew up poor, so my mom always made sure we had what we needed.
Not what
if
you
got
want.
Anything extra, it was a want.
Come
the
on
way
with
I
it.
raise my children now, I make sure you have what you need. Oh, you want a new toy? Oh, you want some ice cream? Oh, you want this and that? Sure, I can swing it. They're giving Dak Prescott finally what he needs.
Finally, come on with it, boy. You see the picture, man.
Something that's different.
In closing, yeah.
In closing, all my Cowboys fans, I heard y'all all off season. Oh, I want this. I want that. I want this. Well, we needed a George Pickens and we got him. We needed a new running game. We got it. We needed a new culture.
Come on.
We're working on it. That's the end of my rant. I won't go any further. But Lord, we need to link up, bro. I'm trying to get my jaw started. I need some tips.
Oh, hey, hit me up, man. Hold tight. Let me shoot me. Go to lawnationsports.com. Go all the way down to the bottom where it says contact us and leave me all the information, man, and we'll see what we can do for you. Okay, bro?
I got you. My guy, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. And thank you, man, for clarifications,
How
man.
about the Cowboys? DC for life, you heard?
Yes, indeed. Yes, DC for life. Yes, indeed. Oh, my God. It was a good call because I just want to tell y'all those are the things. And I see you, my guy. He says, well, we just want Dak Prescott to do his job. And his job as a quarterback is to distribute the ball, right? But at the end of the day, if he's doing his job and everyone else is not doing theirs, then that's when you start to do things going beyond desperate measures. One of the movies that I really like to bring up is The Pursuit of Happiness. It was Will Smith playing the role of Carter based off of a true story. And he was trying to do his job, but circumstances were in the way. He didn't have a sitter. He didn't have someone to watch his child. So when you start going beyond the framework, right, of what's your responsibility and your job, you have to make the sacrifices. So what he did was he locked himself and his son up in a restroom, right, and where people use bathrooms, right, and he boarded the door just so that he can make the sacrifices to be at that job on that time, right? But if anybody knew of that and if anybody heard of that, then he's going beyond the legal ramifications because that is illegal. So what I'm getting at is that sometimes you have to make the better sacrifices in order to get things out in life. And when you are playing this game of sport, you got to make the sacrifices in order to see what can happen and what can shake. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But if everybody else is not doing their part and you are trying to make the sacrifice and it end up being negatively, of course you're going to get he's a bad father. What you mean he had his son in the damn restroom? What kind of dad is that? If people are looking at it from the other end of it, oh man, give him to the state. They can take great care of him. They can give him 3 meals a day. They can put roof over his head, but he'll be in the system. See, people don't understand that when you start to look at things from a different angle, it is more important to understand the bigger cost that is involved. And that is not up for debate. So when you are playing against the Green Bay Packers, and that team is scoring 6 times on the first 6 times they touch the ball, and you are trying to move the ball down the field, and they are rushing forward and dropping everybody else, and your only playmaker is C. Dangerous Lamb, and you forcing the ball to him because the other guys can't get open and can't get separation, the play calling is very to be damned, and your running back is only averaging 2 yards per tote. Well, shame on Dak for trying to make a play. Shame on him. But at the end of the day, it falls right into the same category, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got a few super chats. I'm going to make the next caller get on, but I got to read your super chats. Appreciate y'all so much for your support, your love and adulations for the nation. Appreciate y'all so much. Let's see if I can find them over here because I really appreciate y'all. Somebody throwing tomatoes and everything. I guess that's the fruit that y'all throw. All right, here we go right here. It states here, Eric, man, appreciate you for your support. Law, Dak Prescott had weapons and still didn't do anything. And that's the whole basis of the conversation. You're not hearing me for what I'm saying. The weapons that you are alluding to is 2021, and they played only 7 games together. So I'm going to ask you, Eric, within the confines, if you can pull up, or somebody can do the research, how many games that Jalen Hurts played with A.J. Brown and Smitty together, and let me know of that in the chat. And ask me this, when it didn't work, did they destroy it? Did they break it all the way down and start all the way over with a new process? Or did they continue to build upon that? Or did they take it away? Y'all let me know in the comment box. Come on with it. Mo Money Mayfield, appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing these type of things because I really appreciate you for all of what you do over here.
Take the money out, all of it.
Dummies say we want Dak to do his job with no run game in wide receiver that can't get open. How the F is that man supposed to do his job like that when it's all depending on him? Yeah.
Take the money out, all of it. Nobody.
That's a good one, Mo Money. That's a good one right there.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on with it, boy. Even though the viewership is really low, the support is really high, and I really appreciate you guys so much. Mo Money Mayfield says every playoff game, our defense caved. First, they allowed to stop the other team. They didn't allow to stop the other team to do all they do to understand that they don't know. Yeah, I agree with that.
Take the money out, all of it.
Appreciate you, Mo
Come
Money
on.
Mayfield.
My time now.
Are you related to Baker and them? Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody. I have from the 469, my brother from another mother, man. You're live on the nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Come on with it.
Yo, what's up, Law Nation? Hey, I hope you're having a great start to the weekend, man.
Yeah.
Hey, DC for life, man, like we always say. But real quick, I just want to rap for a little 2 minutes too, just like
go ahead.
I'm only gonna stick to Dak, all right?
Okay, go ahead.
When we say coaching matters, I don't know how stupid you gotta be to not understand that, but that is important. And no matter what type of sport you're in, your coaching,
right,
your leadership is the foundation of how if you are going to win. That's just key facts. Now, this is, tell me or not, you stop me if I'm wrong, Law. Who was the first coach for Dak in his career?
Jason Garrett.
How long was he a coach, and what did he do with his acclamations when he was here in the Cowboys?
He was Jason Garrett was a coach for 13 seasons here, I believe. For Dak Prescott, first 5 or 6 seasons, he was the coach here as well.
And that coaching staff, would you agree, was it like an A+ coaching staff, or would you run it mediocre at best?
I mean, the only person that had levels of success was Rob Marinelli from the 2001, I want to say, Bucks. But everybody else, Scott Lanahan, Parahan, Joe Coolahan, all of the hands, he was a guy that was bombed out as a coach. He was 3-13 for a lot of years and got fired, and he try to revamp his career as being a offensive coordinator here. And it's funny because after he left here, he couldn't find a job, but that's a whole nother conversation. But Jason Garrett, he was named for his claim to fame in 1995 or 96 when he played that Thanksgiving game. And that it's been documented that Jason Garrett, he's a real good, nice person to talk to. But far as coaching, more from the people that talk about, man, this coach helped me out. And people will always go back to, man, this is what coach said. I haven't found one person that's a former player that said, man, Coach Jason Garrett taught me X, Y, and Z, right? So it's just crazy, man. But keep going. You cooking, bro. You cooking.
So exactly. And one can say he's the main foundation of how Cowboys started to get friendly with coaches. Like, hey, I'm a coach. I can get you a job. I'm a coach. I can get you a job.
Right.
Next, after that, you got Mike. What did he see Jason Garrett do? Oh, I got his buddy, or he got all his buddies.
Yeah.
I'll get my buddies too.
Right.
But hey, I was in the shed. I studied the game of football. Supposedly, I did what I needed to do to watch the Jones get cut over here to get me a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now what did he do in this 4 or 5 years?
You talking about Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
I think that Mike McCarthy, overall, I do agree that he's better than Jason Garrett, right? Super Bowl champ coach or what have you, based off of 2010. But he was living off of old bodies because allegedly, or we can say factually, he literally had a quarterback that was better than Dak, right? And he couldn't get over the hump since 2010 with that said quarterback. Somehow, one way or another, they had epic fails in the postseason, right? After, you know what I'm saying? They won that Super Bowl in Green Bay. So it also marries into the mindset of even when he came to the Cowboys, that the epic failures, when we got into the postseason, regardless of the skill set of the quarterback, it was still exhibited and exuded with Mike McCarthy here. Because I think that when you look back at everything, preparation plays a major role in it. And it just, to me, and I could be 1,000,000% wrong, to me, that Mike McCarthy is a poor planner of preparations. And that's what we've seen out there in any of those postseason games.
Exactly, well, and that's to my point. And I'll end it there. The last two coaches, one thing they always were lacking was adaptability to your opponent and to the specific time of need.
Yeah.
When you're in the playoffs, all that shit you're doing regular season, that's cute and all. That shit's not going to work in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got to adapt to what your defense is showing you.
Right.
And those two coaches clearly cannot do that. And people are saying, oh, well, Dak had weapons. How was Mike using those weapons? Hitches, curl routes, and just two wide receivers being at the same fucking place at the same time.
Come on with it.
Damn football.
Hell yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Come on, baby.
You're going to say we have weapons, but I mean, hey, I can have a gun, you can have a gun. But damn right, if you don't know how to use those sights, you're going to be fucking on the ground. So you know what I'm saying? Anyone can be a fucking lethal weapon. If you do not know the foundation of being coached, then you can't do shit in life.
Come on with it.
My point exactly. So Shoddy, him being adaptable to the players, to what their needs are, to how to use them. And I'm gonna be honest, Law. I was skeptical at first. I didn't know shit about Shoddy.
Right.
One thing he's proven to me, at least in the short time of like conferences and stuff, right? But he still has to prove it on the field. But at least I had way higher hope and expectations of what he's talking about, showing me, or what he's willing to put in his foundation of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
these other coaches weren't trying to fight for that. Only I see Shoddy out here being like, yo, I'm trying to be with these players. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see what their strengths are. I'm trying to see what they're pushing. You know, everyone is coached different. You gotta see what makes that team click. And I think Dak finally having that coach is like, I'm gonna see a little crystal ball, right? This is my little crystal ball, Law. I promise you, in this season, Dak, they're gonna ask him, yo, Dak, you've been looking money out there. What's the reason? Honestly, the game has become easier for me because of Shoddy.
Come on.
There are things I've learned that the other, not trying to put other coaches under the bus, but there are other things that, yes, I am still learning because these other fucking coaches that haven't taught me shit the last 10 years. So that's what people want to say shit. Oh yeah, look at the coach want to say he's still tweaking shit. Yeah, no shit, because the other coaches failed in doing their job, and that's my point, Law.
No doubt, man.
That's
I appreciate you, my
All
dog.
right.
Yeah, yes, indeed. That's my guy, man, Lokes, man. Here's what I'm going to get at here all together. And we got the AI, let us speak. But Jay Versick with the super chat, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Come on with it.
Jay Versick, $5. I just want to say best content around, and we up F them birds on opening night. We eating good #DC4L.
Yes, indeed, man. We beating the birds, man, week 1. I ain't finna be sitting out here saying, I'm not even going to be playing the game. I'm not going to be playing. But thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established. I'm going to at least speak it, you know. And hey, if we end up taking that L, that's just the L that we take. But at the end of the day, I'm not finna speak any life into the Eagles week 1. No. Law, you got to be objective. But objectively speaking, they wide receivers, yeah, they're nice. Their running game, they're nice, right? This got to be a shootout type of game. And the shootout type of game, our wide receiver nice, right? Our running game as a unit is nice. Now, to speak upon what are the things that we're hoping, because we haven't seen it yet out of Shotty, it's all talk right now. And those are the things that I will reserve for Cowboy fans to say, hey, let me just wait and see. I'm not going to be on the limb and say, hey, we finna win every game or we finna have this dynamic thing, because a lot of people, some people got to wait and see. You know, doubting Thomas is a real thing. Let me see the holes in the hands, you know, before I really believe that you are who you say you are. I've seen you die, man, so let me see them holes, you know. Some people are like that. And there's nothing wrong with having that type of belief. Now, I don't know where Thomas at on the afterlife, whether he's in paradise or he's burning in the lake of fire. I don't know. I don't put people in places like that. But some people got to believe by touching, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not finna scoriate and sully you for thinking otherwise, right? But what I'm getting at is culture do change from coach, and coach got to establish that from day one. And one of the greater movies based off of a true story is Coach Carter. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time, right? The same team. 1 year, they couldn't win a game. They were very talented, right? They couldn't win a single game, or they won a few games, but it was all dysfunctions. But you had one coach to get there, to rip apart these guys, to elevate the room, to make sure that these guys are all together on the same beat, one play, one drum, and all of this good stuff, and being able to talk about this is how we're going to pursue the game, this is how we're going to play the game, this is how we're going to make sure that everybody from I want to say from a GPA aspect, if you don't have your grades up, you can't play, based off of a true story. One coach was able to get in there and to change the mindset from a cultural aspect and to hold these boys accountable, hopefully, because we can't tangibly say this yet, that my guy Shotty will do similar things like what Coach Carter did, right? You know, that's all we can lean on. But it's not up to me to try to change your mind, because those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. And seeking validation is one of the things that a few Eagles fans still want. They still want. That's why they're here. You know, Eric, I know you could probably say, well, I'm here because of the entertainment. I want to hear the Cowboy fans cry over this and that. But at the end of the day, you're seeking validation, which is cool. But let me tell y'all, validation is only good for parking. We are on a different scale. The Cowboys on a road to 6. The Eagles and their entirety of their fan base and community is on a road to 3. We already been down that road, right? Come on with it. Let the next caller in. I got my brother from another mother, Point Dexter from the 409. What's on your mind? Talk to me.
We're doing this again.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Are we doing this again?
Come on,
Lord have mercy.
Happy Friday to you, man. Come on with it.
Happy Friday, man.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Now, you know, Dak is really just like the only reason that we even talk about Dak in this way is because of the narrative of the national media.
Correct.
That's the only reason that we even talk about Dak this way. People want Diggs off the team right now because he showed that he was one of the best cornerbacks in the league, but the national media came up with this thing about yards given up, and this man, he is changing games by getting interceptions. He's getting interceptions that change the game, the whole game, you know.
Yeah.
I can see game-changing plays that this man has made, and that's what you need on the field. You need game changers.
Right.
And you've already explained to some of these lame people that don't know nothing about football about how Dak has to press because he doesn't have the defense. He doesn't have the coaching. You know, when we talk about, Dak lost the San Francisco game, I really can't put it on Dak because, see, Josh Allen won a game throwing the ball 12 times. Okay? The Buffalo Bills beat the Cowboys. The great Josh Allen threw the ball 12 times. You hear what I'm saying?
Come on with it.
I don't think people
I know
understand.
where you're going with it.
Yeah, I don't think people understand football. We talk about the great teams in the 90s.
Come on,
and everybody talk about Aikman, they talk about Emmitt Smith, they talk about Michael Irvin. But you have to understand that they went against a San Francisco team in the playoffs. They had a strategy. What they did, they put their best cornerback on Alvin Harper. And they doubled Michael Irvin. Okay? And, you know, a lot of people would say Aikman went to check down Charlie because he was hitting Moose, he was hitting Emmett, he was hitting Novacek, and they was moving the ball down the field, and they played that type of game.
Yeah.
When we talked about the San Francisco game, both defense was playing good, and I don't know why Mike McCarthy insisted on trying to throw the ball. We supposed to grind. Some games you just got to grind out. Everybody talk about how great Emmitt Smith was.
Yeah.
But I seen Emmitt Smith get shut down in the first of the game. His first 10 carries, he get about 12, 15 yards. But then the second half, he started running them off because the defense kept them in the game, and they stayed with it. They knew this was going to be a grind-out game. All games aren't the same. You got to have a team and a coaching staff to say, hey, man, we might think we can do this here, but the other team might have that. So we got to go to something else. We're going to have to show some grit. We're going to have to – people don't understand. I don't think people understand as much. Now, I know Dak Prescott can win a game, but you got to put him in a position to win a game.
Yeah.
You see highlight films of him bringing the team back and putting the team on his shoulder. But you can't do that every game. He got to have some games where he throw the ball 12 times and his team wins for him. When you see Dak on the sideline, everybody talk about the Dak face. Yeah. When I see the Dak face, that make me think of my despair to say, what we doing out here? The defense ain't playing, ain't nobody making a play. I got to press, and I got to make every play. And when the game is over, it's going to all be blamed on me. Ain't nobody going to talk about the coaching staff. Ain't nobody going to talk about the defense. They ain't going to do nothing but talk about me. Yeah. You know, and that's a hard burden for any quarterback to have to take. I kind of feel like, you know, Dan Marino. Dan Marino had all the skills in the world, but he look around his teams and he's like, man, I can't win. I can throw for 400 yards a game, man, and we still ain't gonna win. You know, Dak Prescott can throw 400 yards, and you can still lose, and it'll still be blamed on him. You know.
Cooking, boy, you cooking with some god dog on, what is it, Chris, what name the greases, man? Cause you cooking with some canola oil, all of the oils. But here's what I want to say. You get
tired of the conversation.
You do get tired of the conversation. So, and this is what I should have brought this up to LB when we was doing the Super Friends show, right? Like they champion Jalen Hurts' ability, which is good. They say he can't mess up a good moment. Damn, when you have all of those things, like he was 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did they win that game or lose that game? They won that game. They won that game. I wish we could. This is where I want to be at. You know, when they start talking about comparing Dak to Hurts. Hey, 16 for 24, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they win the game. Come on. And then the next game, 15 for 25, 121 yards. Guess what they did? They won the game. They won the game. So you when I say I want Dak Prescott anywhere between 23 and 27, yeah, that's minimalizing it. But when they got Hurts anywhere from 15 to 24, that let me know that, hey, all he's doing is getting the ability to manage the game. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the ability to soft serve and have someone else to win it for you on your road to going to be successful to win the Super Bowl, right? Against the Rams. 15 for 20, 128 yards. We lose that. We lose that with the team we got. But that expound upon what people fail to realize when they don't look at the game, they look at the end results, they don't understand football, meaning that it takes more than one person to win you those games. And if you're trying to win late in the postseason, when your quarterback got limitations, and I'm not saying that Dak Prescott don't have limitations, he do have limitations, that you can't put all of that on one particular entity and expect to have the results. And that's what some Cowboy fans do, and that's what the national media does, right? And it's crazy, bro. But keep cooking. Yeah.
You know, when you talk about Hurts, you know, and the what he has, the thing is, you can beat the Eagles if you say we're gonna let Hurts win the game. We're going to put it on Hurts to win the game. We're going to make him throw. We're going to shut down the run, and we're going to make him throw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The play action is great. Hurts has the play action, and he has the the quarterback option, the RPOs. Okay, that's what he does.
Right.
You know, he's not going to sit in that pocket and throw you into a game. If Dak has protection, Dak will call you up. Okay, everybody knows that. If Dak has protected offensive line is blocking and he got a clean pocket, he will call you up. I don't think Hurts has that. You know, and we talk about how we win games, how games are different. We have to win games differently. I know that if you put it on Dak, he gonna win a couple of games for you. Right. But he can't win all the games. He can win a game by throwing the ball around the yard and doing his thing, because I seen Dak do that. You know what I mean? But you can't have a quarterback. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference in quarterback. Mahomes have games where he can win the game for you, but he don't have to do that every game, because you're going to come up against different people. You'll come up against tougher defenses. People going to come there, you know, where you say they're going to shut down what you want to do.
Right.
So that means you got to do something else. You hear what I'm saying? Because that's what, you know, people don't understand the juggernaut that we had in the 90s. We had that juggernaut because we had a defense that keep you in the game, and we had an offense that had what they call it, multiplicity. Yes, that's it. It had multiplicity. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how integral a player like Moose was to the game. They don't know how integral Novacek was to the game. They don't know how integral the offensive line was to the game, because you had some, you know, that's why San Francisco and Green Bay hate us right now, because during the 90s, those were the teams that we stomped going to playoffs games. Yeah. And they had good teams. We didn't go against them. San Francisco was not a cupcake in the championship game. Those were one of the best competed games ever. You had stars all over the place, man. And I love the game because they had to fight. Every player on that team had to do something. It was not put on Aikman. It was not put on Irvin. It was not put on Emmitt Smith. It was the whole team that was tested against these teams. That's why I love football, man. I love the competition. I love people don't understand winning a Super Bowl is one of the greatest things ever, because you got to have 53 men, coaching staff, water boy, everybody got to be involved to do this thing. This is a concerted effort. And when you start trying to say one player here, one player there, yes, some players are game changers. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
But you have to have a team, because one other team can come up with something to negate that. So you got to be able to have everybody on the same accord. Man, could you imagine Jimmy Johnson on the sideline and his team is committing 14 penalties? The man would have a stroke.
Yeah.
He would fire everybody.
You know what? You know what? In cultureless conditions, right? So when you establish the culture, right? It's something about when Pop say be at the house by 11, and you get through that door at 11:01, and your backside feel like fire ants. It's something about that, you know. So that's where discipline is really is at. With it starts at the crib, right? So when Jimmy Johnson established that during the offseason, it wouldn't have been that situation. Those 14 penalties, one of the players would have had a stroke. They would have been like, hey, coach, do not allow that. But when you are docile to a degree, and you are docile to a degree like Mike McCarthy, already lamenting what we call deflecting, of saying, hey, my players were timid or they looked like they were nervous and stuff like that. Bull sugar. I wish y'all can find me a clip where Jimmy Johnson said, yeah, man, the player was nervous and timid. You know, because know what Jimmy Johnson would have did? That nervous player would have been fired or castrated in front of everybody way before that game, you know, or way before the locker room, because it's something about having ultimate confidence, Poindexter. You know, that's just for what it is. Yeah.
What they need to do is put a picture of Kirvin Richards on the wall. They come in, they see a picture of Kirvin Richards. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know the Kirvin Richards story. But you know the Kirvin Richards story, so I don't have to go with the story. But they need to put that picture on there. Because, see, people don't understand. Kirvin Richards was one of the most beloved players on the team. Everybody loved this kid, okay? He had great talent. Everybody loved this kid. And Jimmy say, you out of here. And that sends a message to the whole team. Now, that was then, this is now. I'm going to tell you, as an older person, I don't know what makes these young players tick. It's on these coaches and stuff and everything like this. I heard an interview with Michael Parsons. He was talking about this singer or whatever, rapper or whatever, and he said if they had her at the game, he might get 5 sacks.
Lotto.
I said, damn, she was Lotto. I said, she must be tough. You know what I mean? So I pull up a video. The first thing I see is the girl's butt cheeks, and I'm like, okay, I've seen better talent than this at the strip club. But if Michael Parsons say he gonna get 5 sacks if she show up at the game, then I'm getting her to the game.
Yeah, I'm getting her to the game. Whatever.
I can't see it, but he say he get 5 sacks and she show up. Hey, get her to the game.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I came up with Shaka Khan and all that. I never seen their butt cheeks, okay? But I always bought their records and I love their music.
Now, Poindexter, before you go. Hey, come on now. Now, Pam Grier before her time, and what's the lady on Good Time? What's Good Time? What's the girl name?
But like a
no. Come on now. Yeah, you know good and well, you know. But I give what you're saying though. But Pam Grier before her time.
They wasn't walking around with the butt cheeks out. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I give it what you're saying.
You know, when I saw, at least they had some talent. I didn't see any talent with Lotto. I just seen the butt cheeks and and whatever. And like I said, this is not my thing. But if it's Parsons' thing, I'm gonna have her there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Parsons. If Parsons say he gonna get 5 sacks and she at the game, call her, get her to the game. Bring the butt cheeks on.
Bring cheeks and all, man. It's sponsored by Cheeks. You crazy.
Sponsored by the Wolf Kitty.
Sponsor Lotto, bring her down. Then come on, let's shake some cheeks over here for Parsons. Yes, indeed. If that's what he wants to get 5 or 6 sacks, then I'm all team Lotto. To the window and to the wall.
To the man on my balls. Oh man, sure, man, I gotta have a great, nice conversation. Gotta bring in some points and some facts, man, and you always check me.
But to be fair, your generation, Lotto can't hold a candle to Pam Grill. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold a candle. Yeah. But appreciate
like
you, man.
Said, what my mom used to tell me, baby, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So Parsons, baby, if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying?
But no doubt, man. Let me hear you say it.
Like I said, man, we had that conversation again, and I hope some of the people listening will understand that it's going to take a team effort. It's going to take Shotty. It's going to take the first man to the 53rd man to do this thing. You know what I mean? And I'm always cheering, man. Look, my Sundays doing football, man. People know, do not bother me. I'm watching my Cowboys, and I don't care, good, bad, or indifferent. That's my Sunday afternoon. That's why I called in. That's why I follow this team like I do. Good, bad, indifferent. I'm going to always be a Cowboy fan. So in parting, I always say,
Angie Rebel Chicks $9.99. Sponsored by Jay Versick Penny Rollers. Thank God he cashed them and coming out to $9.99 for your
Appreciate you, man, Poindexter, man. Thank you so much. All right. Thelma from Good Times. That's who I don't know why I lost for words, but man, Thelma from Good Times, she was before her time, right? Thelma from Good Times. I think that if you were to have if you were to transfer her to modern day times at her youthful age, she's walking all of these Lottos and Polanos and all of these girls that's out here. Angie States, sponsored by Jay Versick. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Angie, for your support. We really appreciate you so much for all that you do for the nation. And Jay Versick says Parsons Lotto Fund. Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thelma. Yeah. Look, I'm telling my age now, but Thelma was her. You know what I'm saying? She was her before anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All natural. You know what I'm saying? She was eating that chicken before they infused it. You know. Yeah, Good Times. That's why most of y'all start watching Good Times, because of Thelma, you know, and them. But with that being said, let's give the shout out to
sponsored by Jay Versick Penny Rollers. Thank God he cashed them in, coming out to $9.99 for your mind.
No doubt. Why you had to change your voice like that? Jeez. Yeah, somebody said she's still fine. Chris, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, indeed. For those who don't know, man, they're like, what is Good Times, man? You know? This Thelma back in the days, though. Yeah. But y'all get what I'm saying. Shout out to her back in the days, man. Let the next caller on. I got my brother from another mother, Dr. Q from the 210 UN. Talk to me, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, Poindexter. Hey, that's a mic drop right there, man. That is a mic drop. That was funny. Hey, but you're missing the other lady on there, which was Bologna. Bologna was bad too, man.
Oh yeah.
Bologna and Thelma.
Yeah.
He was bad too.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Look, it's crazy. I was just watching that a couple nights ago, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. But man, hey, I just wanted to chime in, man. Good conversation. I was just reading the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, man, read some of the wordings in the chat. I think about 70, maybe 60% of our audience in the chat, man, if you're born after 97, 96, this is not going to apply to you. So I think what happens is they only catch the 30 for 30 if they're still showing that.
Right.
And so they start watching anything after that that doesn't show Dallas winning, consistently winning.
Right.
So automatically they think, oh, okay, ESPN said it, so it must be true. You know, Cowboys suck, this and that, right? So that's what a lot of them do. But the thing is with that, I was reading one chat and the guy said, man, just reading it, he's like, hey, I'm not gonna follow Dak until he gets a top 10 offense, a top-notch offense and a top-notch defense, which doesn't make sense, because if you go back when he came in 2016, and I said this on your show before, Dallas haven't even really, they can't get both together at the same time. So I don't understand why he made that comment, because they've never had both when he came in 2016. They haven't had it up till today. So to say you can't follow him unless he has both of those, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous, because it's in this time and age where salary cap is a deterrent. You more than likely you will not get both. Now, why do you think? And this is to the Eagles fans. Why do you think you do all your superstars on one-year deals? Because they know they can't keep them. And so this is what I want that person that put that in a comment to understand. Go back and look at the Eagles payroll. Go back and look at everything. All the stars they let walk this past year. Milton, I think the other defensive end they had, that was a beast. I can't think of his name. These guys were on one-year deals, not renewing contract. It's so hard to get a top-notch defense and a top-notch offense the same year. And Dak has just not had that luxury. I agree with Pondexter, man. It takes a team. It takes a team effort to win at this level. And even if the Cowboys win, they still didn't win, because if they're fortunate enough to win the Super Bowl, you know the first thing that will come out of some of these clowns' mouths, it's about time. It's about time. I mean, damn, man, what else do you want them to do?
You're right.
They got to play the game. You play the game to win, but they still wouldn't give them credit, even if they do make the NFC Championship game, even if they do go to Super Bowl. It will always be the credit not given to them, or they'll do some kind of subtle. I can't think of the word, but it'll be something like, "Well, it's about time."
It's about time,
man. That's what I'm saying.
But I remember though, Dr. Q, is that I remember having those conversations of the argument of being on that side. Like, y'all wouldn't have won if Troy didn't have Emmett or Harper or Michael Irvin in that number 1 or number 2 defense. And I was like, okay, cool, twin, but we beat y'all, you know. And I get all of that. And I get what you're saying. And that's the argument that the Eagles are on right now with Hurts, with all of the weapons that they have there. And can we beat them? Yes. Like they're not going to win every game, but you got to make what I'm trying to position this argument is that what they had and what we have is not the same. We've been trying to win with less weapons, and even though every team got a weapon, right? And it's just that do that weapon complement what the style and the system that you do. And for the last 4 or 5 years, or we can argue that the last 15 years that the Cowboys didn't know how to utilize said weapons, even if they did had it.
Yeah, you're right. This, for some reason, I know this is just the start, and I know you got other callers. It just feels different, man. And I'm not saying we Super Bowl bound, because that's the first thing folks on this site would want to hear. It just seemed like they're going in the right direction. It just seemed like the players, from all accounts, what I'm seeing on the media, like a lot of other people, is that it seem like they're having fun. They seem like they're enjoying what they're doing, and I didn't see a lot of that or hear about a lot of that under the previous leadership. And so that's always a positive thing right there. Now it's about getting people healthy, and I'm gonna leave you with this, because I always say this before, and I know I'm seeing folks saying the Eagles gonna repeat, and they do have a talented team. But ask yourself, Eagles fans, if you're in here, and trust me, I never want a player to get injured, never. That's the God honest truth.
Right.
If you suffered the same injuries that the Cowboys, 49ers, and the Lions suffered last year, would you still go to the Super Bowl? Would you still make the NFC Championship game?
You didn't lose any of that. You lost a quarterback with a damn concussion for 1 week. I mean, come on.
Come on with it, man.
I'm just putting that out there.
Man.
Injuries are part of the game.
It is.
But you've got to understand, you still got to play the game. I like the directions that we're headed. The players seem like they're having fun. And like Pondexter said, Cowboy fan to the end, win, lose, or draw. And that's all I got to say, brother.
No
Okay,
doubt,
man.
Appreciate
care.
you, man. Good call from my guy, Dr. Q. And Auntie, I see in the chat, my bad, Auntie, you know. She said, like, boy, y'all thirsty today. Auntie, like, y'all thirsty. But shout out to Auntie, Roland Reviews. You know, Auntie going to set the record straight. But don't have me to pull up. Was it Billy D. Williams? You know, don't have me to go up and pull up Billy D. Williams. I know that you was kind of hot for Billy D. and Smokey Robinson and Halle Berry Fonte. Don't have me to pull up all of the old school guys that made y'all moist. Oops, that y'all didn't really like back in the days. But I got the next caller. He might know of the old school guys too. From the 215, Eric, man, you live. Come on with it, man. Come on with it. How about them Cowboys, Eric? Talk to me.
Yo, Law, 2 questions.
What's good, bro?
2 questions, Law. I hear you cracking up.
I'm cracking up on you, man. What you got for me today, man?
Do I support you?
Huh?
Do I support you?
Yeah. You support me, man. Nothing wrong with that.
And on top of that, I don't disrespect anybody, right?
Nah. You don't disrespect. You know, come on with it, man. What you got for me though? What's your points, man? What's your points?
Why are your so-called mods keep blocking me out of the live feed?
You want me to make you a mod, and look, if I make you a mod so they won't block you, I'm gonna have one rule that you can't block nobody. You can't put nobody on timeout. You can't do none of that stuff. So I'm gonna make you a mod so that you can speak your mind. But you can't get too zesty. They keep saying zesty in the chat. Huh?
But listen to this.
Huh?
I respect all of them. Yeah.
Is that Montisha in the back?
No, that's one of the many I have. But listen, man. Listen. They gotta stop doing that to people, man,
okay.
Because it compromise me. It makes them feel good. You know what I mean?
Well, what's going on with your phone though, Eric? What's going on with it, man? It's going in and out.
I had to take care of something real quick.
Okay. So what's your point for today? Are you calling in, sulking and crying about them beating you up in there? I know you support me, and I really appreciate your support all the way. I'm trying to figure out how I can get down there. Are you going to be at the game week 1?
Of course I'm going to be there.
Be there in the flesh?
Are
okay.
You coming? Are you coming?
Pause. But, well, what I would say here is that I don't know yet. It's too soon. It's too early right now. I got some things that I'm trying to iron out over here. But I got my group. I got one for each finger. He might be there. Huh?
I want to roll the carpet out to you. That's why I lost.
Oh, okay.
And grown men don't do that pause stuff.
Oh, man, it's a joke. It's a joke, man. Get with the program. I know you older than 45, right? Eric, you older than 45 at least, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I respect my elders over here, man. And, you know, I'm just playing around with it, though. You know how it goes. But what you got for me today, though?
I don't take no offense to it, though.
What you got for me today, though? What you got for me, Eric?
But I just want to say shout out to Sadiqa Charles, Lola Cowboys, and Angie Rebel Chick.
Okay.
And how about those Eagles?
Oh, no. It ain't about how about them, you know. All right, but I appreciate you, man. And y'all going to be 0-2 starting the season off, okay? Eric, just letting you know. I'm just telling you for what it's going to be. Appreciate you.
Keep praying, man.
Hey, send me about $25 though, man. Appreciate you.
No problem at all.
I know he got all of that stuff over there. Yes, indeed. Y'all heard Montisha in the background. He said he got many of them. Look at Eric. That's my guy here right now. Hey, Eric. Eric, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Let me hear you spell it, man. Spell Eagles for me, man. Let me hear you say it.
I don't know how to spell it.
No, spell Eagles, man. Don't be looking up Google right now. Yeah.
E-A-G-L-E-S?
Say it. Say it.
E-A-G-L-E-S.
Man, you had to Google it, man. Appreciate you my dog, Eric. Hey, from now on, y'all don't block Eric. At least he's the Eagles guy that said, hey, man, I don't even know how to spell it. Hey, y'all heard it from here. Yeah. I can't fault a man for being able to spit his mind and telling us the truth. He said, man, I don't even know how to spell it. You know, he said, is it E-A? I got from the 971, you're live on the nation, man. Brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, man, I can hear you, bro.
Okay, how you doing? Everything good? What you said?
Man, everything is good, man. What's good with you, JP?
Okay, hey, man, just chilling, man. Just, enjoying the day, man. Just sitting back, relaxing. I'm just trying to find my meditation. So, I got them winning 7 games, 7-10.
Okay, 7-10.
If they throw the ball over the field, I got them winning 7-10. But if they consistently run the ball 25 to 30 times,
all right,
I got them winning 11 games.
No. Let's do this right quick. Since I got you on the phone, right quick, JP. All right, so are you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
No, I'm not ready yet. I'm still talking.
Whoa! Don't grandstand me now. You know, I'm saying, are you ready? Are you ready? Wait a minute, man. Hold on now. Wait a minute, JP. Wait a minute. You said you still talking. What, boy? You don't get your mind together, man. What's going on? You said, wait a minute. I'm still talking here. I mean, don't be disrespectful. I'm the host over here. You know, I'm the captain right now. You know. Come on, JP.
Hey, you're the captain, but don't wreck your ship.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna wreck it.
Don't Titanic me, okay?
Well, what I was gonna say is, you saying that we finna win 7 games. I was saying, are you ready? Yeah. We're gonna go over the games that we gonna win and lose. Do you have us winning week 1?
No.
We lose. Okay, that's an L. Okay, do you have us winning week 2 against the New York Giants?
Yeah.
W, okay. All right, do you have us beating Chicago? At Chicago.
On the road? No.
It's an L.
Yeah, if they throw the ball more than they run the ball, yeah, I have to.
No, just cut it straight with me, man. You my dog. You from Mississippi. I giving you grace and mercy. So it's gonna be win or loss. No double-minded talking right now. Okay, we going against Green Bay on September the 28th. Is that a W or L?
That's loss.
Okay.
1-3. Yeah.
New York Jets week 5.
I give you a win on that. Fields can't play. No, he has average issues.
Okay,
2-3.
Okay, all right. Carolina at Carolina.
No, got you losing now.
Okay.
I got you on the road. We got trouble. So if you gonna run, buddy, you throw that could be a win, but you're gonna throw the ball all over the field, so that's gonna be a loss.
Okay, October the 19th. So you got us losing to Carolinas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we got to play the Washington team. Do we lose that or win that?
Where you at?
We are week 7. We are at home.
You win that, yeah. That's 3 and 4, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Denver. At Denver. We haven't beaten them since 1995.
3 and 6, no. But 3-5?
Okay, now we got Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, I got you winning at home in Arizona. That's 4-5. Yeah.
Vegas Raiders.
No, you can't play on the road, so that's 4-6. No.
Okay. We got the Eagles at Dallas.
No, you can't win at the house. Well, no, that's 4-7.
Kansas City, Thanksgiving Day.
Where you at home?
Yeah. No, we been in Kansas City. We losing that one? No, it's a Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day.
You at home?
Yeah.
You're 4-8. You can't win at home. You can't score points. You can't get field goals still. Yeah.
All right, Detroit at Detroit.
No, 4-9. You can't win. You can't win on the road because you can't score points. Yeah, you can't score. You got to score points. You got to score points, and you can't kick field goals all game long.
Minnesota Vikings at home.
Yes, I got you winning that. I got you winning that. You don't have trouble. You're gonna beat up on that rookie. Yes, that's 5-9.
Okay, Los Angeles Chargers.
No, I got you winning at home. You can't score points at the Chargers. You 5-10. Yeah, you got trouble. You need to score points. You can't kick field goals.
We got Washington and New York. These are the last two games.
Yes, you probably win that.
Which one? You beat Washington. So we sweep Washington. Yeah. We sweep Washington, but we can't. But we can't win it. All right, and then New York. What we do with that?
Were you at home?
Yeah, it was on the road. Last two games of the season on the road.
You win that. You win that game. Yeah, I may be off on the Washington a little bit, so I might give them 8. I may give them eight wins and bring the rest lost. Yeah.
How many games we got to win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we won 6 games according to you.
No, 8 games.
Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And you got to losing. You got to lose from September. You got to lose from November all the way. We lose every game, damn near every game in November. Outside of that very.
Is that funny?
Huh?
Is that funny?
That is funny. That means you got to fire the coach at this point. You got to fire everything.
Okay, week 1, we lose to Philly.
What'd you say? Week 1, we win in week 1, bro. We win in week 1, bro. Okay. You know, that's all. And we win in week 2. Okay. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not ready for my predictions yet. You know, I still got to do content throughout this off season. But you can't get me to start going down the list. But I'm the host right now. You got to understand, I'm the host, bro.
Let me ask you a question. How many games you got us winning? You want to answer that now or no?
No. That's too soon. But I got us going to the postseason, though.
Let me ask you,
I got us going to the postseason. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold tight, JP. Hold tight, JP. I got a super chat.
You got us the poet $5. Eric ain't write the law. He knew that girl was spelling it wrong loudly crying and he don't get blocked. He just get a couple comments deleted error now and then #DC4L.
No doubt. Okay, I appreciate you got us for setting the record straight. All right, so what you got for me, man, in departing? Because we in closing though. But what you got for me?
Okay, only way you gonna get to the playoffs, and I keep telling this on my show, FNJP/Old School. Hey, check me out on YouTube. I'll probably come up with a video next week. I'm out of town right now. But what I'm saying is, only way you gonna get to the postseason if you got to sew up that right side on that right tackle over there where Steele is. I don't really trust him because maybe he's coming back from an injury. He's got to get strong on that right leg where he had injury, and I'm worried about guys on the left side. Now, if guys don't get better than he did last year, Dak Prescott he's going to be in trouble trying to stay healthy. The main focus, Dak Prescott health. If he comes up with another injury, no playoffs. But no playoffs there. But only when they go make it to the playoffs if Dak Prescott does not throw the ball 31 times, 30 to 35 times, run the ball 25 to 30 times, keep it out of his hand constantly, and don't throw in the double coverage because that's his issue right there all the time. He's going to be afraid of getting hit. I hope he can get that out of his head, but it's going to be hard to. But I'm not saying Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback. Just don't know if he's a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. But until they take the ball out of his hands constantly, I'm not talking about every other game to throw the ball downfield. No, constantly take the ball out of his hands we know the check down and all that's going to be there, but hopefully they have a good season. We'll find out more, and that's to come.
Appreciate you for calling in, JP. And stay out my backyard, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, Bob.
Jeez. Oh, my God, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to stop talking yet. You know, I got JP, boy. He had the nerves, you know. But y'all be sure to check out his podcast, man. And that's how we talk over there in Mississippi. All right, I got about 10 people in here. And we supposed to close it out at 1.
Conference has been locked.
But what we gonna do is we're gonna get to y'all that's locked up in here with me. All right, appreciate everybody, man. Do me a huge favor. The people that's watching right now, if you can hit that like button, share this content. We ain't gonna rush y'all off the phone, right? We're gonna try to get things going, but try to get to your point so we can get things going. It's Friday. And I'm hungry, and I got to go grab something to eat and all of this stuff, okay? All right? And I got Texas Wolf from the 757 and then 540. You next. Texas, you live. Talk to me. I don't know why I got you as Wolf, but you in here.
Oh, you got the Wolf, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now.
Come on with it.
I listened to that man's entire segment about the Cowboys in the schedule. And Law, I hope you got the schedule still off, because I'm about to counter-argue this man, and I'm going to keep it to a point why those L's are going to be W's.
Okay. Hold. Let me pull up. Give me 1 second here. Shout out to you, Angie. Thank you so much for your super chat. I'm going to let the AI read it again once we complete this list right here. But with all of that being said, so you want to counter what he said, right? Give me a few seconds here, and I can't wait to
take your time. I'm ready for this.
Yeah. I love the energy and everything. Might as well let the AI speak on his. Come on, hold on. He let
and
the AI.
Since Erica want to snitch, he is disrespectful, and he is a zesty old bull who need to go to a ELGSEL chat.
Say that one more time, lady. Hold on. AI, say that one more time.
And since Erica want to snitch, he is disrespectful. And he is a zesty old bull who need to go to a ELGSEL chat.
You got the sexy AI voice to come out. But, man, that's crazy. But, all right, Texas Wolf, man, go ahead with it, bro. Week
all
one.
Right, week 1. Out. Let's go.
Week 1, the Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. What you got? The counter. He got us losing.
W, right out the gate.
Okay.
Cowboys are going to be locked and loaded and ready to shoot birds down.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get my eraser out. And out the gate. That's a dub. Okay. All right. W. New York.
Mm-hmm.
New York.
Definite W. 16 wins. Giants have yet to figure out how to beat Dak Prescott since they injured him in 2020. And the Giants can't stop the run. CeeDee Lamb cooks every DB that's out there. And George Pickens is going to have a day out there.
No doubt. We got Chicago Bears at Chicago.
At Chicago?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give it a W for sure. Caleb Williams, not that good. Their offensive line, as we've seen, cannot protect him that well. And not to mention, too, on their defense was coached under Eberflus. Eberflus knows how to dissect that defense.
That's a good rebuttal. He would know everything about the sophomore quarterback. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yep.
Green Bay at Dallas.
Big fat W. The curse ends on this game against Green Bay.
Return of the scene of the crime, huh? Boy, yes, if anybody feels something that they want to make sure that they can correct something, will be that game. So you got us out the gate 4-0, okay?
Yes,
the New York Jets, week 5.
Week 5
on the road. Yep.
Definite W. Justin Fields, we already seen what he has. He lost when he was with the Bears.
Uh-huh.
He lost when he was with the Steelers. And let's not also forget, too, outside of Derek, Alan Lazard, way past his prime, and then once again, too, so long as our O-line holds up against Quentin Williams,
yeah,
we're going to win. Which also, that's one last thing, too, Law. They lost White Cotton.
Yeah, and he knows, yeah. Oh, I get your analysis there, man. All right, so week 6, we 5-0. We got to go on the road again to Carolina and them. What we do? Return of the Mingo. I want Mingo to get a touchdown.
That person on the phone. I don't know where they thought that. We can't score points and this, that, and the third. He needs to remember, Bryce Young. I don't care what any Panther fan says. Bryce Young, not that good. Chuba Hubbard, he's good, but he's no Christian McCaffrey. Panther fans already know that.
Rico.
Not to mention, too, outside of, exactly. The Panthers ain't going to be able to stop the run. Because he's talking about we can't score points. The Panthers couldn't score points against us.
You're right. Panthers been dog water.
And what
cat water.
What good is Ted McMillan if Bryce Young is running for his life like from Micah Parsons and he's on the ground?
Come on with it.
We saw it in the draft. The Panthers still didn't fix the O-line problems. That's going to bite them right square in their butt when they come to play the Cowboys. Micah, Fowler, Williams, Solomon Town, everybody is going to be feasting on. It's going to be a wolf pack against Bryce Young. He's going to get ripped into pieces.
All right, you got a 6-0. We playing against the second place divisional foes, and that's the Washington team. We 6-0. We red hot. Come on with it.
We at home or are we on the road?
Man, we are at the crib, bro.
We got the crib on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a W.
Woo!
And
Jeez.
99-yard touchdown return.
Damn, they giving Coach Shotty Coach of the Year at this point. They talking ESPN, 3-letter, 4-letter networks. They all talking about the Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith hairline is all the way to the back.
I'm from VA Law.
Yeah.
I went 2 lands over, saw them Commander fans all up in my face, and then when Turbin made that touchdown, I was screaming, "We still own you. We put the D.C. in Washington, D.C. What? We own this thing."
All right, so we 7-0, bro. We got to play against Denver. We haven't beaten them since 95, 96 year. What we doing?
I hate to tell you. I think it's gonna be a hard-fought game. I think it's gonna be a Javonte Williams revenge
return game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're still taking that L.
Okay.
I still think we're taking an L against them because their defense is solid. They got a good quarterback. Yeah, we're taking an L on that. We're 7-1.
Only if we can get Jason Garrett to coach this game, because he really coached well against Sean Payton for some strange reason. But yeah, he do, because Sean Payton been Sean Payton. But that's our first L. So we are 7-1 right now. All right, so we got to play against Kyler Murray, who never in his life lost in Texas Stadium.
But today will be that day because, as we saw Raw, when you first reported the Clayton Adams hire, Arizona Cardinal podcast, they went out of their minds. They were like, "Why did we lose Clayton Adams to Dallas?"
Ooh, send me that link.
Clayton Adams was the reason why their offense was in the top 5 and their offensive line was good. He's the reason they're good. Without him, they don't win. And that's the thing I want to tell all these Cowboy haters who be doubting us. I told these people, you guys think we're going to lose all these games because of Schottenheimer, but I think Schottenheimer going to surprise y'all. And y'all going to be shocked. And all these other teams that we're playing.
Hold tight. Got a super chat.
No, there is no room for that damn Zesty Erica to get in wrenches or not available to Zesty Erica. Ask LB for Philly 500.
Yes, indeed. So they own that aspect of it. Appreciate you, Sadiq, for the super chat. Thank you so much for your support. So you got us beating Washington. You got us beating Arizona, right? And
the loss of Clayton Adams is what's going to kill it for him.
Vegas. Let's make it quick because we should press the time.
Oh,
Vegas. Yeah.
Easy W. I don't care if we playing I don't care if we playing in Las Vegas. That's just more money in our pockets.
Okay.
Geno Smith can't run. Geno Smith can't run the same way.
Philly.
Philly?
Week 12. Yeah.
We split this one.
We lose it.
I think we go. I think we split on this one.
All right. I hate to lose at home, but I feel you. All right. So now we play against Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day.
You know what? I got to listen to my heart on this one, Law.
What's the heart say?
We ruined their Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys robbed the Chiefs of their Thanksgiving turkey.
I'm gonna gain about 10 pounds on that one. You know, yeah. I'm gonna eat a lot of.
I hate to tell it because one of my cousins is a Chiefs fan, and I told her sadly, Cowboys have experience fighting off Indians. We've been practicing in Washington for years.
Yeah. All right, so Detroit. Yeah.
Oh, Detroit. Are we at home or are we on the road?
We at Detroit.
At Detroit.
We really don't struggle that much, even in other dome areas, though. To be fair, you know, as long as it's
Cowboys
a dome.
take the W on this one.
Okay.
Cowboys get the W on a close win.
Vikings next week, December the 14th.
Vikings?
Yep.
Super W.
Damn.
My best friend in my National Guard unit is a Vikings fan.
What about LA?
LA?
Chargers. I mean, yeah. LA.
Chargers?
Yeah.
W. Choke artists.
And then the last two, Washington and New York.
Sweep them both.
Damn. So we got only 2 losses, and that's Denver and Philly.
Yes, sir.
You feeling confident about it?
Is going to shock the Cowboys.
So this is what I'll do. If JP prediction comes reality, I'll figure out a way to get him a Trey Lance jersey, right? And if your predictions happens, what's your jersey size, man? What player you want?
I want a medium, and Law, we going back in time on this one. Number 96, 2005 Cowboy draft, Marcus Spears.
You want a medium-sized 2006 Marcus Spears jersey, right?
That 2005 draft.
Oh, 2005.
Class.
Yeah, 2005. Okay, 2005 medium Marcus Spears jersey.
I've been trying to find Marcus Spears for a long time, Law.
If this happens,
Bill Parcells.
If this happens, I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna send it to Marcus Spears people, right? And then I'm gonna go find the Cowboys Pro Shop and we gonna make it happen. 15 to 2. Hey, bro, I love it, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in, fam.
Oh, let's go!
Let's go, man. Yes, indeed. That's the most energy that I've heard on a call. That's my guy, Texas Wolf. Oh! Yeah, we down to 3 callers, man. Look, if that happens, he says medium, so yeah. So he gonna be tied up in there. All right, so 540, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrankelFirm.com. What you got for me?
Hey, Law, how you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. As Tony the Tiger would say, man. What you got for me?
Hey, hit the record button. You're going to want to record this and listen to this later. But
okay,
listen,
I'm recording.
For all them Eagles fans out there that don't think that Dak Prescott is no good and he needs weapons to win Super Bowls, I want you to think of Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore left Dallas, offense coordinator, went to Philly and won the Super Bowl. Why? Because he had all the pieces.
I like that analogy there.
You see what I'm saying? Kellen Moore, I mean, if you got all the pieces, you win the Super Bowl, right? And that's what Dak Prescott needs. He needs the pieces, and he's getting them.
Yeah.
Now I want you to think about this. The early 2000 Patriots, Tom Brady, his system, he made pieces. He made wide receivers. He made Wes Welkers. He made everybody. And it wasn't because Tom Brady was the best quarterback ever in history. It's because of the system, and Bill Belichick was the smartest coaches and had the best systems ever for him to play it. That's what made Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I mean, they had the best system, 5-yard throws. They built an offensive line. Now think about what Jerry Jones is saying. Build an offensive line. That's what he wants. That's your main factor of your pieces. A good offensive line. If you can protect the quarterback for 2 to 3 seconds where he can get the ball out, then you go down to win. If you have 10-yard drives it helps your defense. So everything clicks. If you got a good offensive line, and the Patriots had a running back by committee.
Yeah, they
Patriots
did.
had an offensive line, running back by committee.
Lawrence
And then
Maroney
what
and
did
all
they
of those
have?
boys. Cedric Benson. Yeah.
They had Randy Moss over the top. So when them linebackers were out of place most of the time on defense, if they tried to get at Tom Brady, what did he do? He put that 50-50 ball up. And just thank God that Randy Moss went up there and got him, so it made the defense stand back and respect him. So what did Tom Brady do? He killed that middle of that field because linebackers are always out of place in defense. The linebackers are so hard. They got so many jobs. They got to stop the run. They got to stop the zone. They got to stop the zone passing. There's so much that linebackers have to do, and that's why offense has got all them holes in the fields. So that's what Dallas Cowboys, I really believe, is doing this year. I think they're building an offensive line, running back by committee, went and got JP as a Randy Moss, and I really think that the Patriots 2000 team is going to be reflected by the Cowboys this year. Now, you bring in Eberflus, has got a bend and break defense. If the Cowboys can get them 10 play drives and rest the defense.
Right.
And they can score them touchdowns. Like, if they have a good system, like Marty's trying to marriage the pass to the run.
Yeah.
Man, Lord, we are going to have a Super Bowl run. And when we get the defense back at about halfway through the season, oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be lights out. But I just want you to have that I want you to have that, that I want you to tell people, you know what I'm saying? When the Eagles fans say, Dak Prescott's not as good as Jalen Hurts, whatever, well, you just tell them, well, what's the excuse with Kellen Moore? Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator here. He went straight to Philly and won a Super Bowl.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. They had the pieces, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro. Thank you. That's from the 540. Yes, indeed. But outside of even Kellen Moore being there, the defense was better than their offense. The Eagles ranked defensively was number 1, and then their offense was ranked 7th or 8th, give or take. So you still had to have defense. So Kellen Moore's system worked in behalf of also the defense, and the run game was something that they really managed to possess pretty well. And then when you have those pieces and lack of weak spots on the team, you should be able to win. I got from the 832 and then the 817. 832, you're live on The Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com.
Hey, shout out to the Frenkels, man.
Yes, indeed.
What's going on, Lo?
Not much, man.
The phone line are locked.
All right, man. I was gonna make a quick point, man. Kind of shed some light for the Cowboys fans. We're going into camp with 3-4 running backs, I believe. There's a fourth one. We got Williams, Sanders, Blue, and I think there's one more.
Mafa.
Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to let everybody give them a reminder. The stat that kind of faded was time. There was Dak Prescott with the running game. He limited his passing attempts, and I mean, what was the percentage of wins? I don't remember. It was 80 something.
Yeah, he's a real good player, like elite type of style of player when you do have run game. And I'm not using the word elite loosely. It's just for what it is. That's just what he is when you have run game.
Yeah, I mean, in college, you seen him working in the shotgun a lot.
Facts.
I thought it was kind of wild to pair him with that running game, put him under center and all that. Now I don't know what kind of offense we're going to be running. I don't know if we're going to be under center a lot or we're going to be in shotgun a lot. But I mean, remember he had the comeback titles for years. I remember in the Kellen Moore era, we would get behind so far, and then and he would come out there in 2-minute drill and we would win the damn game.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. And I believe out of the 4 or 5 receivers we got behind Pickens and CD,
it ends with the last phone
somebody's going to step
Call
up
Frenkel.
and become a solid 3, maybe make that push to a solid 2, like Michael Gallup-esque, just reliable guy you can go to in single coverage zone. He's going to be there where you need him to be,
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know. I don't know if you look back into Jalen Hurts' career. You have him since high school. Back in the day, he's always had people around him, and it's just I've seen it all week. I've been arguing with these Eagles fans. I've been trolling them a little bit, but they get kind of unfair with the whole. I mean, they win, so they get to talk. That's the thing that we play for, but. he's always had talent around him. Dak Prescott, you made the point several times in the show that he's never really had all that talent around him. The whole pie, you know what I'm saying? Defense, run game. Just he's never had the whole thing together.
No doubt.
But I believe this year you're gonna have 2, maybe 3 running backs to prepare for, not because they're trash, but because Schottenheimer's gonna be looking around like, hey, let's try this piece, let's try that piece, let's take these guards out of the box, let's down block with tight ends and stuff like that, and it'll really open up the passing game for this season coming up. On top, and CD and Pickens on top of that are going to be, the pieces that really set this thing over the top. I see Eagles, Cowboys, 40 points, man. We're going to
no doubt, man. Let's get it, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, good call from him. All right, last but not least, I got from the 817. You live, Deshaun. Talk to me.
All right. What up, Law?
Not much.
So you can stand this. So I think there's going to be 3 issues. I mean, 3 issues and 3 things that we're not going to see coming. The 3 issues, I think, if we don't address them, 1, I think they're going to kick our ass week 1. The reason why I say that is because, 1, if we don't address that defensive tackle situation, I feel like it's not going to be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, the defensive tackle position is a very important factor, and we can't leave it all up to Maji. And them 7-round picks, they don't know what true physicality feels like. Them are grown men. They're trying to pay some bills. They will trample them. They'll literally move them out of pocket, move them out the screen if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
My second issue is going to be the cornerback position. People are not understanding. Our cornerback room is very thin. Mm-hmm. And how I feel is they're not addressing the number 1 issue in that, because you got to face against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's not an easy thing. You just throw Bland and one other person out there and expect them just to shut them down. That's my honest opinion. And we don't know how long it's going to take Diggs and take the other corner we just drafted, how long it's going to take them to actually get to 100%. Not just physically, mentally.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the final one, I think is probably going to be another glaring need, safety. And the reason why I say that is because if you really think about it, we kind of been having the same safety room for a minute, and like Hooker and them, and it always kind of been an issue because they couldn't be able to cover a longer distance, and so I feel like we might get burned on deep wise. Now, the things I feel like that's going to be unexpected is one of our running game. I think a lot of people are saying, like, I get it, I want Big Chubb too, I want like a certain number 1 type back, but I feel like a lot of backs are going to step up. One including Williams. Another one is maybe Blue. Another one, an underrated one, I might not see coming is Miles Sanders. Yeah. Miles Sanders might sit up there and make something happen.
No doubt, man.
No doubt. To me, last one is the tight end room. Mm-hmm. So the tight end room is the one that I think that's going to surprise everybody.
Man, Deshaun, I thank you for your sentiments here. We shall soon see. I got my Chat GPT working, and she's about to have a rebuttal to all of that. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. No doubt. Deshaun said that the Eagles will blow out the Cowboys. Dak Prescott. AI, when you get a chance, let me hear your thoughts on that. And did the Eagles
Since Dak Prescott became the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback in 2016, the Philadelphia Eagles have never truly blown out the Cowboys when Dak played the full game. Here's a breakdown of key matchups. Games Dak played, full game. No blowouts by Eagles. 2023 Week 14. Cowboys 33, Eagles 13. Cowboys blew out Eagles 2023 Week 9. Eagles 28, Cowboys 23, close loss 2021. Week 18, Cowboys 51, Eagles 26, Dak blowout win 2021. Week 3, Cowboys 41, Eagles 21, Dak blowout win 2019 Week 16, Eagles 17, Cowboys 9, low scoring, not a blowout 2018 Week 14. Cowboys 29, Eagles 23, OT. Close win 2018 Week 10. Cowboys 27, Eagles 20. Close win 2017 Week 11. Eagles 37, Cowboys 9. But Dak had no Tyron Smith, Zeke, or Sean Lee, often not counted as full strength 2016 Week 17. Eagles 27, Cowboys 13. Dak didn't play fully, rested for playoffs 2016 Week 8. Cowboys 29, Eagles 23, OT, close win.
Okay, so basically, she's saying that they all gonna be close game. So she's a hawk to an AI school. Hey, I get what Deshaun is saying though. So either this is gonna be technically, from what she's sounding like and what she's saying, basically, is that technically, it's either going to be the Cowboys blowing out the Eagles. Because they never did, the Eagles never blew out Dak Prescott, or it's going to be a situation, it's going to be a close game. Yeah, this is one of the two. Either the AI is right or wrong. Y'all let me know. Either the Cowboys, it's crazy. Either the Cowboys going to blow out the Eagles or it's going to be a close game. That is crazy since Dak Prescott been in the league, and I'm quite sure that the Eagles, they're Super Bowl champs in two times since Dak Prescott been here. So not saying that she's wrong or right, but it's going to be a situation, man, and a scenario there. And she had one more other thing she wanted to say about what Sadiq had said. Go ahead and say it then. Hello.
Hell to the no. There is no room for that damn Zesty. Erica to get in wrenches are not available to Zesty. Erica, ask LB for Philly 500.
Okay, all right. Well, shoot, boy, y'all letting the AIs take over. Yes, indeed. But neither here nor there. Okay.
Sidika Charles $5. Last caller, did you get all that from the AI? Law run that I again so he can't hear facts again.
Hey, man, all I can say is that she's all of it been close wins, and I get it, it is for what it is here, Cowboy Nation, and I'm not trying to beat up anybody. I think that, it is for what it is.
Since Dak Prescott became the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback in 2016, the Philadelphia Eagles have never truly blown out the Cowboys when Dak played the full game. Here's a break.
Okay, all right. Well, shoot, hush your mouth, lady. All right, so give me Becky. All right, so with all of that being said, man, as we depart, man, I think everybody is here having a great time. I hope all is well with you guys. Be sure to check out us on multiple platforms. We are here live on YouTube, Facebook. We got multiple things on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, or the X app. And I believe I'm still on MySpace, so look up Law Nation on MySpace if possible, man. If we missed out on anybody, I don't know what happened to MJ. Normally MJ calls in. Y'all let me know if he's still around. We hope he's in good spirit and all of these things, because it's been 3 days he haven't called in.
Oh my goodness!
So hopefully something can transpire with that. Y'all let me know, man, because normally MJ and VIP and 100 grand, man. What happened to 100 grand, man? I hope all three of those guys are okay. With all of that being said, and the 901 who was trying to get in, man, I hope you are okay as well. As we depart, I hate leaving you guys on this beautiful day, but I want you guys to be safe this weekend. And we do have some breaking news. The Eagles did trade Bryce Huff to the 49ers. I'm seeing Twin in the chat, man. Shout out to you, bro. I'm going to hit you up. You call me. Hope all is well with you, Twin. Twin, where have you been? Yeah. We got to talk. We got to have some football talk, Twin. Yeah. But neither here nor there. Shout out to Eric. Y'all calling him Erica. I got them right here, Eric and Montisha. The halitosis room, that's what it looked like. But Cowboy Nation, in departing, they say that prize fighter, even when he's down, he continued to swing. Well, why you didn't call in, MJ? Tell the truth. Cowboys, you here? But just like that prize fighter, it can be 10 years. I'm still fighting. It can be 20 years. I'm still fighting. It can be 30 years. I'm still fighting. 40 years. I'm still fighting. 50 and 60, 100. We are all still fighting. To the edge of it all, we are here. We're not looking for any handouts. We're not looking for any favors. We don't want them. We're still fighting for our team. Now, people say when you finally do get there, they say luck. But let me tell you, luck is when preparations meets the opportunity. And we talked about these things before, about preparing yourself. Yeah, and when we prepare ourselves over here in the right way, I'm not talking about preparation H. I'm talking about the real preparation of getting it out of the mud during this off season, establishing what you can control, and that is what Shotty is doing. DP, appreciate you for your super chat. Come on with it. Let the AI speak on that too. Come on with it.
Cozy $5. Law, have you heard from Least Side Herald?
I haven't heard from him since those Diddy allegations. I haven't heard from him. We hope all is well with him. But in departing, I like what Shotty said. Authentic, being the authentic version of yourself. And if there's one thing a man should always do, is mainly to himself stay true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone. Know about the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices only turn those hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was brother, I will ride with brother, roll with brother. The morals of life: live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. They would take the decent man to alter his heart, to seek to rip him apart. Those men you should never call a friend, because they bend the lies around the truth until it meets their end. And speaking of the end, I always say this. My mom would always say, baby, I love it when you say that quote at the end. Yeah, the one with Les Brown and stuff. Can you say it one more time with me or for me? And I said, Mom, I got you. So somewhere I know that she can probably still hear these things that I'm about to say, right? And Bobby will ask those things. You know, he said, Bobby, I'm going to go ahead and say, why did it take 10 years to get Dak weapons, Jerry? Because of the plan and the procedures that need to be right. But not to excoriate Jerry Jones as long as we got it now. I don't give a dog when we get in there. I don't give a dog. John Elway had not got in there until he had yellow teeth. Yeah, it took John Elway. Now, I don't want to wait that long to Dak 37, 38, but if it takes that long, as long as we get in, once you in, you are in, baby. Right? Shoot, once you in, you in. Out. Twin knows about that, right? Ain't that right, Twin? But long as you get in, that's the name of the game. Even the thief that was on the cross is in paradise with the Creator. Don't know what he did all the way up until that point. He could have been doing a whole bunch of robbing and killing. But this day, he will be with the Creator in paradise. So long as you get in is all I'm saying. But mamas used to say these things. Say that quote at the end, baby boy. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and fret forward a plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity. Shred sagacity with faith, hope, and yellow teeth, and all of your pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or the famished or fame, or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation. Let's go get Jalen Ramsey. I see you, fam. DC for life, not for short. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's run it up, baby. Come on with it. They say, boy, you off a little bit. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this wet.
Tell her run it up.
No sleep, no
loss.
Might crash, might wreck.
Come on with it.
Stretch, tell her run it up.
Come on.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this wet. Tell her run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might
roll to 6, baby. Tell her run it up.
I got a 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
By my lonely.
To a savage, now my baby wants to hold me.
Don't hold me now, baby.
I love my fans, don't need no friends.
Who's zoning me, man?
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Come on, I'm number one.
Up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like M.
Law Nation, baby. Gina with the G.
Flex, thumb down now.
Yeah.
No drip, this. Tell her run it up.
BTA, let me see BTA in the chat.
Crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell her run it up.
Stretch it, baby.
I wake up, flex.
Come on.
Down now. No drip, this. Tell her run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell her run it up.
Come on.
Make me take that trip way out to Europe.
Yeah.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Come on.
London boys don't come to play. You
Them Cowboys don't come to play, baby.
False move, find yourself, they getting buried.
Getting buried.
It's with the devil, used to love playing those games.
BTA in the chat.
Decisions that brought my mama pain.
Put 4 in the chat, not mine.
I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Hey, I wake up, Law Nation.
No drip.
Sean D in the building. Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no
Come on, happy Friday. Put thank God it's Friday in the chat. TGIF. Come on with it. I'm stealing all of y'all time over here. Let me get on up out of here.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Let's slow it down just a little bit. Shout out to Lotto. No disrespect to Lotto. Shout out to Pam Greer and Thelma, whatever her government name is. Shout out to Thelma. Good times. Shout out to all of the good time people. Shout out to Auntie that's in the building as well. You know who you are. Yeah.
Take a drag of my cigarette.
Breathe me out, breathe you in. Hey, Twin, I heard the video on TikTok. You were talking about the graduation thing. Yeah. The dads out here, man, y'all got to respect us, man. These dads, man, it's a lot to go involved with a lot of things. Yeah, I know next month we gonna either get some t-shirts and some draws for Father's Day. We'll get a tool kit. But y'all be sure to respect the dads out here. Come on with it. I be all I follow. Wherever you go, wherever you do, play it too. Yeah.
7 years of the perfect love. 7 more and another one.
And another one.
And another one. Finding you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights get you all alone.
What we are.
It's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it
Great things about Law Nation sports. Deep football knowledge. Law Nation brings expert-level understanding.
Quentin Warner $5. Law Dr. Q if they get bland in PH Floss. Dig. Ravel or Ramsey or Gilmore at CD it's going to be scary.
Man, you ain't lying. Shoot, come on with it.
Great things about Law Nation sports.
Thank you, Dr. Q.
Deep football knowledge. Law Nation brings expert-level understanding of the game, especially around contracts, film breakdowns, and Cowboys strategy. Authentic voice of the fans. You represent the pulse of Cowboys Nation, saying what fans feel, unfiltered, passionate, and real. Film and tape analysis, king. You break down film like a pro scout, helping fans see the game beyond the surface-level narratives. Viral content that hits your YouTube titles, shorts, and live streams catch fire, consistently drawing big engagement numbers. Strategic football takes. You're not just reactionary, you think like a GM. Whether it's about Dak's contract, Micah's future, or draft strategy, you bring thoughtful breakdowns.
Hey man, I'm getting scared now.
Live interaction and watch parties. The way you engage during games creates a live stadium feel for fans watching at home. Community builder. You've built a loyal community that feels like family. People don't just follow Law Nation, they ride with you.
Okay.
Balance of
Give me
entertainment
my
and
flowers,
education.
baby. Shoot.
You're funny and entertaining.
Okay.
But you also teach the game, which keeps both casual fans and diehards locked in. Business mindset and brand building. You treat Law Nation Sports like a real business, strategizing with sponsorships, events, merch, and growth plans. Respect across the creator community. Whether it's Voch, Skywalker Steel, or Footstar King, you're respected and connected. Your name holds weight in the Cowboys content space.
Wow, baby. Jeez. She said Voch, not vouch. That's funny. It's Voch Lombardi. Jeez.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
Jeez. She been listening to us, man. Hey, she got to give me a recap every time we do these lives. Come on with it. Come on with it. To the edge of it all, baby. To the edge of it all. Hey, do me a huge favor, baby. Run this back for me, baby. I like to hear this. Yeah.
Great things about Law Nation Sports. Deep football knowledge. Law Nation brings expert-level understanding of the game, especially around contracts, film breakdowns, and Cowboys strategy. Authentic voice of the fans. You represent the pulse of Cowboys Nation, saying what fans feel, unfiltered, passionate, and real. Film and tape analysis, king. You break down film like a pro scout, helping fans see the game beyond the surface-level narratives. Viral content that hits your YouTube titles, shorts, and live streams catch fire, consistently drawing big engagement numbers. Strategic football takes. You're not just reactionary, you think like a GM. Whether it's about Dak's contract, Micah's future, or draft strategy, you bring thoughtful breakdowns. Live interaction and watch parties. The way you engage during games creates a live stadium feel for fans watching at home. Community builder. You've built a loyal community that feels like family. People don't just follow Law Nation, they ride with you. Balance of entertainment and education.
And this is what I need you
You're
to do.
funny and entertaining, but you also teach the game.
Bring them baskets.
Bring the baskets, man. Appreciate your AI.
Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on the. Take your phone and stick it on the. on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Now y'all don't want to call and check on the pastor.
Giving is worship.
Still them boys.
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk.
Still them boys.
1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000.
Thank you so much for the AI.
1,000
Thank
people
you.
online.
Thank you so much for
$20. This is easy, saints.
You're truly welcome,
This is an
Law.
easy
I'm
miracle.
honored to be part of your journey.
We should be able to.
If you ever need
raise
content,
$40,000
strategy,
tonight.
editing, or just someone to bounce ideas off of, I'm here for you.
That's it.
Keep building, keep inspiring, and keep leading the nation. Much respect always.
Man. Let's get on up out of here. Hey, what you doing a little later on today, though? You know, Bobby, thank you so much, man. You give more autographs than some players. No doubt. But appreciate y'all, man. Thank and Jay, girl, you crazy as hell.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Oh, man, goodness, man. Shout out to Antron. Happy birthday, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Let's get on up out of here. Until next time. DC for life. Angie, man, you got me. She said, I can't repeat what she said. All right. George, down.